Okay, all right. So I think I will start the training right now. Okay, today training is in English version. So if you guys want to join the Chinese version, maybe you have to register another training lah. Okay, so I will start the training for today. Okay, by the way, I'm Jia Qian, your trainer for today. Okay, so today we will go through about the SQL basic accounting training plus the e-invoice submission lah. Okay, so so let's start the training. Okay, all right. So, okay, my side will also record the copy. So if you guys need the video, so after I'm done the training, after I done convert the video, I will send it to you lah. Okay, so I will start right now. Okay, so if you are the new user for the SQL accounting, okay, after the supporting install the SQL inside your PC, right? Okay, so if you double click the SQL application, so it will show the login page like this lah. Okay, so you just put in your ID and your password. Okay, ID is admin, and then the password also is admin in capital letter. So both you just put it as the same lah. Okay, so both you just put admin lah. For new user that just purchase the SQL accounting. Okay, and then you just click on log on. Okay, right now the latest version comes to 870. I think they just update maybe yesterday. Okay, because yesterday IRB got announced some news. I'm not sure that you guys aware of this or not. Okay, I'll show you the guideline. I just study only. Okay, so right now you see the implementation date got some changes on this. Okay, uh, for this one, for the following month, for next month, 1st of July. Okay, now the taxpayer with an annual turnover for 5 million until 35 million only need to start the e-invoice, which means that if you are not under this category, your implementation date will be postponed. Okay, like for example, if your annual turnover which is 1 million until maybe 5 million, you will be start on next year. Okay, other than that, it will start on next year July. Okay, this is the new e-invoice implementation date. You can find it inside the IRB guideline here. This one. Okay, I can show you the guideline if you need. Okay, this is the new announcement on yesterday. I think yesterday night, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this is the new one. So which means that maybe most of the company no need to start the e-invoice first. Okay. So this is the new announcement. I just let you know the new information about this. Okay. So right now I will come back to the SQL accounting here. Okay. So this is the homepage after you click the login button. Okay. So first of all, you need to do is you have to activate your license key first. Okay. So after you purchase the SQL accounting, right? Microsoft will provide you a license key, which is in PDF file. Okay, so inside you have some information. So you need to copy and then paste it into the SQL accounting to activate your license. Okay, so how do we do it? Okay, you click file and then you click the product information, product activation. Okay, so inside here you have 4 information you need to fill in: product ID, company name, address, and also the activation code. Okay, so inside the PDF file that we emailed to you, right? So inside we have this 4 information. You just copy and paste it exactly the same will do. So after you've done pasting all the information, right? The digit A and digit B should be the same as the PDF file. Okay, this is the first step you need to do lah. Like you need to activate the software. Okay, so after you've done, you just click on register button. Okay, after that, you just close it. Okay, next we need to set up our company profile. Okay, you go to file and then you go to company profile. Okay, so this is the setting you need to do lah. Okay, all of this just setting for once only. Okay, so if you are not the new user, you already started using SQL accounting like quite many years. So this step all you can just skip. Okay, so I just show you like if you are the new user, so you need to do all these settings first lah before you want to start using the SQL. Okay, so this is the company profile page. So all the information you need to fill in. Okay, so this is a company name. This company name will auto appear once you already activate your license key. Okay, so it will automatically link from here and then showing in here lah. Okay, and then this is the remark. Remark, you can remark for this database is used for like what purpose. Okay, this remark will be appear at here. Okay, let's say you want to go back to the login page, right? You just click file and then you click log on. Okay, the remark will be showing at here. Okay, if you point it at here, you can see the arrow key now, right? You click this one. If you have many company here, like maybe the same company name. So maybe some of the database you use it for like different purpose. Okay, for example, this one is the testing company. Okay, maybe I got restore another database which is the same company name, but I'm just using that database for like checking some data purpose only. Okay, so for that case, you can remark the database like for using which purpose. So when you log in the SQL, you will know that which database you are trying to log in. So you won't using the wrong database. Okay, so this is the remark. You can write down anything that you want regarding for this database. Okay, so right now I will come back to here. Okay, I will come back to this company profile. Okay, so this is a remark, and then this is your SSM number. So this SSM number, once you have the company name here, right? You just click on the search button, so system automatically find for you the SSM number for new one and the old one. Okay, and then this is the MSIC code. This one you can request from your tax agent. Okay, so every company, their business nature is different, so they will have different of the MSIC code. Okay, so at the bottom here is your company details like address, postcode, phone, and also the email. All you have to fill in, and also the country. Make sure that you have choose as Malaysia. Okay, because if you didn't choose as Malaysia, you just leave it as blank. The My Invoice tab here you can't see. Okay, so this one you have to choose, and then the postcode also you have to put it. So once you put in the postcode, right? So system will automatically recognize that this postcode should be belongs to which city and state. So it will automatically come up. Okay, and then the left hand side, the top one, the corner here is your company logo. You can just right click at here, and then you click the load. Okay, so you just browse your file folder and then you just look for your picture and then you look into the SQL window. Okay, so this is the first page. You have to setting up the company profile. So any question regarding on here? Okay, so if no question, I will continue. Okay, next is report header. Okay, report header is the document letterhead now. Okay, so once you already put in all the information, you just click set report header. So system will based on the information that you key in and generate the letterhead for you. Okay, so if you want to change the font or maybe like the font type or maybe font size, okay, anything else. So you want to do the changes, right? Just click on edit. Okay, so inside here you can make some changes if you want. Okay, like maybe for example, this one website, maybe I want to underline it. Okay, I just click this one underline. Okay, and then maybe I want to change the color to maybe like blue color. I will change the color. Okay, something like this lah. Let's say. Okay, so after you're done changing the information, you may just click on the close button. So system asks you want to save lah. You just click on yes. So this one will be your new setting for the letterhead. Okay, after that, remember to click the save button on top. Okay, so this is the report header. Okay, report footer, this one you just leave it as blank. Like maybe if you want to add in your company bank details, right? Okay, you can request the support team to add in under the footer part of the maybe invoice lah. Okay, so that one we can do it for you. So this one you just leave it as blank. Okay, next we will come to the my invoice here. Okay, this one you have to add on the e-invoice module, then only you can see this one, the My Invoice tab. Otherwise, it will just you can't see for this tab and then setting up for the e-invoice. Okay, so how we do the setting for the e-invoice? Okay, make sure that you click the save button first. Okay, and then this is the TIN number. TIN number will be auto prompt out after you click the search button beside this one, the SSN number new. Because system will automatically find for you the SSN number, new and old one, and also for the TIN number for Sendram Berhad lah. Okay, for enterprise, maybe you have to look for yourself inside the my tax for the owner. Okay, then only you put inside here, which is maybe start with the IG one. Okay, the income tax number for sole proprietorship lah. Okay, and then after that, you just click on connect my invoice. Okay, so this one will be the page that you need to do some linking. Okay, so before you do the linking, right, you have to do the registration inside the My Invoice portal. Okay, so how we do the registration? Okay, I will just go through it with you lah. Okay, let's say, okay, this website is the E-invoice website, which is the SQL official website that created by them lah. So if you want to check on like more information about the E-invoice, you can come to this website and check for it. Okay, let's say I click on the onboarding guide. Okay, so you have to go through all the steps and then you have to register the invoice lah. Okay, the first step, okay, you have to using your director's IC number and also the password to log in into the My Tax first. Okay, so actually e-invoice have two server. One is the My Tax, which is the actual server for submitting the e-invoice. Okay, and then another one is pre-production, this one. Okay, this one is for testing purpose only, which is the another server, sandbox server for testing submission for the e-invoice. Okay, so depends on you, you want to register for which website now, okay? Because SQL here, you can setting up, you want to setting the environment is in sandbox or the real one. Okay, so this one production is under the MyTaxer, which is the real server. And then the sandbox is the pre-production is for like testing or training purpose only. So depends on you, you want to setting up for which one. Or you want to setting for both also can. Okay, so I will go through the step with you. Okay, so first you have to log in the director's IC and also the password lah. Okay, after you click the login, you click the button My Invoice here. Okay, after that, you need to go through for this one. So you tick the checkbox for I accept the terms and conditions. After that, you click continue. Okay, next page is your company profile. So you double check and see all the information. Is it filling correctly? If no, you have to do some changes on here. Okay, double check and see. So if all the information are correct, okay, so the bottom one, you need to put in the notification email and the default notification language is what? After that, you just click on the same button. Okay, so we come to this page, registration completed, which means you already done register the e-invoice. Okay, so the registration is very easily. Okay, next you need to do is register the ERP. Okay, the first one is register the e-invoice. Okay, after you register the e-invoice, so you have to register for the ERP and also the intermediary. Okay, so scroll down to the bottom. Okay, so what is the ERP? Okay, ERP is actually authorize the SQL software to connect with the My Invoice portal for e-invoice purpose. Okay, it's just something like you have to let the IRB know that right now you're using the SQL accounting software to submit for your e-invoice, something like that. Okay, so also the same, you have to log in first and then you click the My Invoice button. Okay, but right now you see the page is it will come to this page, which is you already done register the e-invoice. Okay, and then you just click on top for the right hand side top corner here, you click the arrow key down, and then you click the view taxpayer profile. Okay, and then you scroll down to the bottom, you can see this one register ERP button here. Okay, this one I actually cannot log in my text and show you lah. Okay, so you have to go through by yourself, and then you refer from this guideline, and then you do it step by step. Okay, so you click register ERP, so it will come to this page. So you need to fill in the ERP name and also the client secret expiration. Okay, so all the information you can refer from here. Okay, the name you can put as like maybe SQL account ERP, and then the secret expiration you can put it as maximum is 3 years lah. Okay, so you just select as 3 years, and then remember to tick the checkbox for primary ERP system. Okay, this one. After that, you just click on register. Okay, after you click the register, right, so it will prompt out to this page, which you can see the client ID, client secret 1 and 2. This one is already automatically generated for you. So you have to using this information, and then you paste it inside the company profile here. Okay, so see whether you are registered under which website lah. If you are registered under the actual server, which means you have to put the information under the production ERP. Okay, if you are registered under the pre-production server, so you have to put the information at the sandbox ERP. So depends on you are registered under which website. Okay, so very easy only. After you done register, right? So you just click this one, the copy button here. This one, the paper icon. Okay, you click it, and then system will automatically link it to here. Okay, so you just do the same step. Repeat it for 3 information here lah. Okay, after that you just hit the button for register ERP. Okay, so it will come up. See whether the ERP is it got linked with your IRB or not. Okay, after that you have to register the intermediary. Okay, so what is the intermediary? Okay, actually RSGM provide for 2 options for business to issue the e-invoice lah. Okay, one is through the My Invoice portal manually, which you have to log in your My Invoice, and then you have to key in all the information by yourself manually, like the 55 mandatory fields and all the information. Okay, so you have to key in manually for each document. Okay, this one is if you submit manually inside the My Invoice portal. Okay, or another way is via API integration. Okay, API integration is something like you're using another third-party software, which something like we are using the SQL accounting software to help us to submit the e-invoice. Okay, API is the IT need to do some linking, so that's why accounting software can linking with the IRB server, so you can submit the e-invoice very quickly and easy using your accounting software. Uh, okay, it's something like this. You can check from here. Okay, this one e-invoice start date you can actually set by yourself lah. Okay, so this one you can set the date, or you want to select the date by yourself also can. And then this one, if you are using the sandbox, right, it will select as the environment is sandbox. And then if you have a go live button, if you want to go live, which is switch the server to the actual one. And then when you do the submission, right, you actually can check from here. Okay, you see, for example, right now you issue an invoice, right? You want to know that actually you're using which server to do the submission. Okay, you see the right hand side, the panel at the bottom here is written as sandbox, which is you right now you're using the testing server to do the submission. And also when you want to submission, you click on this one, you can see the wording at here. So which means that all of this is alert you that right now you are using the sandbox to do the submission. It's not the actual one. So like this can help you to understand for this a lot. Okay, so I will continue. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so I will continue for this. Okay, next we have to register for the intermediary. Okay, so also the same lah. You just log in and then you click on the bill taxpayer profile on top. for the right hand side, okay, the right corner. Okay, scroll down to the bottom. Okay, just now we have done the registered ERP, right? So right now we have to add the intermediary. Okay, so you have to let the SQL know that we are actually using the API integration, which is our SQL accounting software to do the e-invoice submission. Okay, so all you have to do is you have to put in our HQ information because they are the one to create the software, right? So we have to put in their information because they are the software developer for the SQL accounting. Okay, so we just put their information. Okay, like this is their TIN number. This is the HQ TIN number. Okay, this is the SSN number. And then this is their company name, A-Stream and SC Syndrome Berhad. Okay, so you just put it all the same. And then you just click continue. Okay, next you have to put this one, the representation from I mean the date lah. Okay. See, you want to put as 3 years or until which date is depends on you. Okay, and then the permission you have to open for all. Okay, after that you just click on save intermediary. Okay, so after you're done, you come back to the company profile here. Okay, so just now we already done key in the information and then we have clicked the registered ERP, right? So after you click the registered ERP, if the linking can linking with the IRB server, so you have the green tick up here. Okay, after that, you can click this one, test intermediary, after you add the intermediary inside the my invoice. Okay, so all the setting is up here. So once you're done setting if you're done put in the information up here, so you just click the close button will do. Okay, so this is how you do the setting for the e-invoice. Okay, so after you're done, you just click on save button. Okay, so next is okay, this one GST you just ignore. This is for last time period use. Okay, this one is the SST. Okay, this one SST you can ignore first because if you have the SST, right? If you are the new user for the SQL, you have to register the SST. So you have to start the SST under here. Okay, so inside here we need you to fill in the SST effective date, which is the direct quick kuasa from the letter that is given from the custom. So you have to follow. Okay, and then next. So depends on your company is registered the sales tax or service tax. So you have to put the number here. Okay. For example, just simply put this one. Okay, and then this is the GL account code. So you no need to do any changes on this part. Okay, you just remain the same and then click next. Okay, so this one default sales tax depends on you. Your company is registered under which tax. So if you are registered under sales tax, so you select the sales tax. If you are registered under the service tax, so you select the second one. Okay, so after you select and then you click finish, so system will ask you need to relog in again. So after you relog in again, the SSD number will appear at here. And also for the SSD effective date. And then if your industry is under the special industry, like maybe F&B, because F&B still remain as 6%, right? So you have to tick for this column. Otherwise, you just remain like this only. Okay. And then this is the online payment. This is another SQL feature lah. Okay, which is okay, you click the plus button here, which right now we are support for now, IP88 and Razor. IP88 and Razor is another the payment gateway, but you have to subscribe their service first. Then only you can using it inside your invoices. Okay, it is something like after you subscribe their service, right? So they will give you the token ID. So you have to link it to here. So when you print out your invoice, it will show the QR code at the bottom. So maybe customer will receive your invoice. So when they want to make payment to you, so they can just like maybe scan the QR code and then make payment through the IP88 payment gateway or Razor to make payment for you lah. Okay, but this one I doesn't have any sample right now. If you want to know more information about this one, maybe you can ask the supporting, see whether they can show you some guideline or anything else or not. Okay, So I just let you know that SQL got this kind of function. Okay, so this is the online payment. Okay, next is the email setting. Okay, email setting is if you want to using like maybe you want to send the, for example, statement, okay, or maybe invoices, like batch email to the customer, like every month lah, okay. So we have to do some email setting at here. Then only system will link to maybe Outlook or maybe like Thunderbird. Then only can help you to blast email to the customer. Okay, so this is their setting. This one you just ignore. Okay, this one is also is another SQL function which is the attachment. Okay, also need to pay for extra. Okay, if you want to subscribe their service for the attachment. Okay, attachment is something like if you want to store the document, right? So you can subscribe the service and then you can keep the document on cloud. Okay, I show you an example. I'm not sure this one you can show or not. Okay, like for example, if you go to GR cash flow entry, okay, cash flow entry usually we use it to key in maybe our company expenses. Okay, so for example, I want to key in the utilities, maybe the electricity, like or maybe the water charges. Okay, so something like that. Okay, after I done key in the information, right? So I want to maybe scan the documents and then keep it on cloud. Okay, so for this case, you can click this one, the left hand side, the button here, the attachment. Okay, you click this one, the arrow key down, and add attach file to the SQL drive, which is after you subscribe the attachment service. Okay, then you can upload the attachment to the cloud lah. Okay, so this is another function where you can keep your documents on cloud. Okay, so this is the setting for the company profile. So after you're done, remember to click the save button will do. Okay. Okay. So is there any question regarding for the company profile? If not, I will go to the next step, which is setting the financial year period. Okay. So I think I continue. You mean that you want to start the e-invoice on 1st of July, right? This one you can, okay. I'm not sure this one can show you or not. Okay. After you're done, put in the information under the production, which is the actual, and also the sandbox if you want to do the testing. Okay, both you already fill in. Okay, actually it will have the button go live here, but this one is the testing company, so it doesn't show at here. Okay, so it will show the button go live, then you just hit on go live. So you must set the date lah. Like maybe you want to start maybe like next month 1st of July. You set the date first and then you click go live. Okay, so it will change the server from sandbox to the actual one. So it will have the button at here. Okay, so right now it's captured as the sandbox which is the testing server. So if you want to switch it to the actual one, so you click the go live button at here, then system will help you to switch it. Okay, so next we will need to setting our financial start period. Okay, this is also one time setting only lah. Okay, so you go to tools and then you scroll down to the bottom, you click options. Okay, all right. Okay, and then you click for general ledger. Okay, so on top here you have two dates. Okay, one is financial start period and then another one is system conversion date. Okay, financial start period is depends on your company year end is fall on which period. Okay, you see, for example, this setting is set as 1st of January 2024, right? Which means this company year end is fall on December. Because system will based on this date and then plus maybe 12 months, and then that would be your company year end period. Okay, like for example, if your company year end is maybe fall on September. Okay, like maybe September 2025. Okay, so which means that your financial start period will be 1st of October 2024. Because you can calculate and see that like 1st of October 2024, and then you plus 12 months, is it will become 30th of September 2025. Okay, so you just remember that you can using your company year-end period and then you backward to 12 months. So that one will be your financial start period. Okay. And then this is the system conversion date. This one you just put it at as the same way too. This one the date will be different, like for example, okay, for example, your year end is December lah. Okay, so I set as 1st of January 2024 is correct lor. But maybe if you see right now, maybe it's already June, right? So maybe I already start using I'll start keying the transaction like maybe January until May on my old software. So my SQL will be start using this one as new software on maybe start from June. Okay, so for this one you can change it to June lor. Okay, so this one will be your current transaction inside the SQL, which is start from June. So for the transaction which is before that June, that one will be your opening balance. So which means that when you want to submit your account to the auditor, right? So you have to combine it together, which means that for the general ledger, you have to submit for 2 copies. One is for January and May, you have to submit and then generate from your old software. Like for example, your old software is using the UBS. Okay, so for January until May, you have to generate from UBS and then submit to the auditor. This is the first half copy lah. Okay, and then for the second half, you will start using it inside the SQL start from maybe June, right? June until December. So for the ledger from June until December, you have to generate from the SQL and then submit to the auditor. Okay, so which means the auditor will have 2 copies for your general ledger lah, because using different software, so you need to do it like this lah. Okay, and then other than this one, you have to put in the opening balance for this one. Okay, because you start using stuff from June, right? Which means that the closing balance until the May, you have to key in it inside the SQL as your opening balance. Then only when you preview your report, you will have the full P&L figure and also the balance sheet figure. Okay, so this one is the date when you start using the SQL lah. Okay, but if you doesn't have this kind of issue, you just remain as the same as that period will do. You just put it as the same lah. Okay. But this one, if you still very confused about this one, right? You can also ask the support team. Maybe they can help you to setting about this. You just let them know that when is your year-end period, and then when you will start using the SQL, so they will help you to setting for this one. Okay. Okay, and then bottom is the default account setting. So depends on your COA chart of account. Okay, so maybe if you have many sales account, right? So which is the default sales account you want to set? So you can click on here, and then you click the arrow key down, and then you select. Okay, and then this one default journal and GL financial report. You just remain will do. You don't need to do any changes on this part. Okay, so this is the general ledger. Okay, under the miscellaneous here, you can do something also like if you want. Okay, this one, the on top here, you can set your decimal point. Okay, like for example, maybe your stock quantity. Okay, for default, it is show as 2 decimal point only. So if you want to show as 4 decimal point, okay, under the display format here, for the stock quantity, right, I have to add in for 2 zeros. Front and behind also have to add, because this one is the positive value. This one is the negative value. So you have to put it for both lah. Okay, you just add in how many zeros that you want. So for example, I want like show as maybe 4 decimal points, so I just add in for another 2 zero. Okay, so same for the selling price and also the purchase price. Okay, selling price will be affect on the sales document for the unit price. And then this one will be affect on the purchase document and the stock document, which is the unit cost. Okay, so depends on you. Okay, And then bottom here, you have to tick for this one document project. If your company are using the project code lah, so you have to tick for this one. Okay. So other than this one, I think you just remain will do lah. Okay. And then you just click for OK. Okay. So this is the setting how you do the financial start period lah. Okay. So next, I will go to the chart of account. Okay, which is you go to GL, maintain account. Okay, or you can click on the icon at here also can. Okay, so both are the same. Okay, so this is the default chart of account. Okay, so you can go through and see which one you no need to use, you can delete. Okay, so which one you want to add in, you can add in. Okay, so I will show you how to add in the chart of account code. Okay, for example, maybe I want to add in for the renovation. Okay, so renovation is under the non-current asset, which is my fixed asset. Okay, so I have to click the big title first for the non-current asset, and then I click on new. Okay, so it will come out this window. So, okay, so for the GL code, we have to check the sequence come until which number. Okay, for example, right now, comes to 200 and 400, right? So for the next possible code is about 500. No? Okay, so I key as renovation. And then you just click for OK. Okay, so if you are so this one is the new one. Okay, so if you want to create for the accumulated depreciation account also for the renovation, you can click for yes. Okay, so step help you to create and then tick for the special account type. So you click OK. So you can see these two new account code will be generate. Okay, and then it is fall under this one non-current asset. Okay, this one is okay, I'll show you how to check on the level. Okay, because level is when you want to preview the report, like maybe the P&L, right? Okay, P&L, you can go to GL, frame profit and loss statement. Okay, this one I put like this. Okay, the normal report is this here 2 column lah, just the common one. Okay, and then you can see the level at here. Okay, default is showing up to level 2 only. Okay, level 2 is something like this. Okay, this one, all this, the green color big title is level 1. Okay, this one non-current asset, investment, other asset, current asset, all is level 1. Okay, and then all of this is level 2. Okay, because it is grouping under the level 1, so it is level 2 lah for the COA. Okay, I want to show you, okay, maybe I don't want to show the P&L. I'll show you the balance sheet. Okay, this here 2 column. Okay, I didn't do any changes on the level. Okay, so it will keep showing until level 2 only. Okay, so you see level 2, this one is level 1, and this is all is level 2. Okay, but you see that until level 2, so I can't see the balances for each of the bank. Okay, so you see my COA, right? For the chart of account, maintain account. This is all is level, this is level 1, and then this is level 2. And then all the bank under the cash at bank is level 3. So which means that if you want to check the balances for each bank, so you have to increase the level to level 3, this one. Then only you can check the details for each of the bank. Okay, so you see this one is level 3. Okay, so this is how you differentiate the level lah. But if you don't want to check on the level, so usually for me, I will try to preview the report until level 4 will do, because I know that when I create a sub account, the most highest level I will be create is until level 4 only. So I will just keep on like showing until level 4 will do. Okay, so this is the maintain account lah. So just now I'm showing you is create the account under level 2. So for level 3 also the same. But level 3 is you can't, I mean you cannot click this one current asset and then you click new. Okay, because if you click like this, the new account will be grouping under level 2. Okay, so for this case, you have to select the cash advance, then only you click new. So the new account code will be grouping under cash advance, which is for on level 3 lah. Okay, so for example, CIMB Bank. Okay, and then the special account type, usually you choose as bank account lah. Okay, because this one is already grouping under the bank account, so system will automatically pick it for you. Okay, so you see the CIMB Bank is under the cash bank, which is level 3. Okay, what if you create under the wrong level? So how you can adjust it? Okay, let's say I delete for this one. Okay, let's say you click the current asset and then you click new. Okay, all the setting I will put it as the same like CIMB Bank. Okay, the special account type I select as bank account. Okay, so you can see this one CIMB Bank is actually the same level as the cash bank. You see both are under the level 2. Okay, so we show that this one I create under the wrong level. So I want to grouping it inside the cash bank, right? Okay, so you can using this function, drag and drop function. Okay, you hold your mouse button, you hold it, and then you drag to the level that you want. Like for example, this one cash bank. Then only I release my mouse button. The system will ask me, do you want to drop accounts under cash at bank? So you may just click yes. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so just now I already show you how to using the drag and drop function lah. Okay. So, but you have to remember that for this one, the main account, right? The parents account. If you want to drop the account under the main one, make sure that this account doesn't have any transaction inside it. Okay, like for example, you want to drop under the cash and bank account. Okay, so you have to make sure that this cash and bank account doesn't have any transaction. If you have the transaction, system are not allowed you to put, I mean drop the account under this one, the main account. Okay, I'll show you the example. Okay, like for example, this one, sales account, adding accessories. Okay, so I go to GL and then I go to print ledger report. So I have to double check and see whether inside this account got any transactions or not. Okay, so I just make it open date. Okay, so I just go to sales. Okay, so inside this account got the transactions inside it. Okay, so I show you if I want to put I mean if I want to create a sub account lah. Okay, so I click the sales bedding accessories. I click new. Okay, so there are transactions associated with this account, so operation field. Okay, so which means that I cannot create. Okay, so if I use it another way, which is maybe I click the revenue and then I create the new account. Okay, so this is the same level, right? But I want to grouping under the bedding accessories. Okay, see system can let me do it or not. Okay, I drag and then drop to here. Okay, so over the same want to drop or not? So yes. Okay, so system will prompt out for this message. There are transactions associated with the destination account, which means that if this account got any transaction, so this account cannot be the parent's account to have the sub account under this account. You get what I mean or not? Okay, so this one you have to double check and see if you want to create a sub account, right? So make sure that the parent's account doesn't have any transactions, that only you can grouping under that account. Okay, so this is the maintain account part. Okay, so you just go and see, double check and see which one you want to create the new account. But mostly this one almost cover all the maybe the general expenses lah. Okay, and also the purchase and the sales part. So if you have any special expenses that doesn't show up here, you just create will do. Okay, so this one is the default COA. So if you want to using your own chart of account, like maybe for previously, maybe you're using the UBS software, right? So you want to using the chart of account same as the UBS. Okay, so that one support team can help you to migrate the data, but you have to fill in the Excel template lah. Okay, so after you fill in the Excel template, so support team will help you to import the COA into the SQL. Okay, so this is the maintain account. Okay, next, will go to the maintain opening balance. Okay, this one is only for those SQL new user, which is previously they got using another software, and then right now they switch to SQL, but we have to plug in the opening balance, right? So yeah, you have to put in the data at here lah. But if you are the new company, just income and then just purchase the SQL software, then this that you just ignore it. Okay. So for example, you want to put in the opening balance, right? Okay. So you go to GL, maintain opening balance. Okay. And then this one you can go to either one of the few chooser, you right click and then you click the full expand. Okay. So system will help you open up all the chart of account code lah. Okay. For example, you have to key in the opening balance for furniture and fitting. Okay, this one you have to key in the opening balance based on, okay, for example, you start using the SQL, maybe start from January. Okay, so last year you already done the audit and then you have the audit report, right? So you have to key in the closing balance amount based on the audit report. Okay, so audit report, so maybe stated as the furniture and fitting amount is about maybe 1,000. So you just key in as 1,000. And then the depreciation amount, maybe 100. So you just in. Okay, so you just fill in all the data. Okay, so it depends on it's under debit side or credit side. Okay, it's based on your account. Okay, so just a special part is for the customer and the supplier. Okay, because the customer and the supplier will be a bit special is because of you need to key in their outstanding bill or maybe like overpaid payment. Okay, like for example, you know that A home furnishing and service still owe you the outstanding amount, right? Okay, so right now we have to key in the outstanding amount inside the SQL. Okay, you click on this one. Okay, for the customer, debit side is outstanding amount, lor, okay, which is they still owe you the amount. Okay, so for the credit side is maybe if they have the CN or overpaid, so you can key in under the credit side. Okay, let's say I want to key in the outstanding amount. So you click this one, you click open invoice. Okay, after that you just click new. Okay, the customer code. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, the invoice number depends on last year. Um, the invoice number, I mean the outstanding lah. The invoice number is which one? So you just key in. Okay, actually key in for this one opening balance got two way. One is depends on you. You want key in as lump sum amount, or you want to key in like each bill. Okay, depends on you. Because when you preview the statement, right, the SOA, if you want to send to the customer, if you want to make it like have a clear picture, right? So I advise you to key in like one by one invoice for the outstanding. Okay, but if you no need like have to show like so clearly, you just want to key in the opening balance amount just to make sure the account is tied with last year closing balance only, then you can key in the lump sum figure. Okay, so lump sum figure is usually like maybe accountant help you to do the account. Maybe they just want to submit the account. So maybe they no need to send the SOA to the customer. So I just want to make sure the opening balance is correct and then tally with my last year figure will do. So for that case, you can key in as a lump sum amount lah. Okay, but for those, maybe they want to send the statement to the customer, so I advise him to key in the each bill lah. It's better. Okay, let's say you want to key in each bill, right? So you just key in the invoice number for the outstanding for last year. Okay, this one. Okay, so after you key in for last year details, right? So it will show the past invoice. Okay, why I put as 2023 is because of just now under the tools options. Okay, under the general ledger here, you can see my sub period is 2024, right? Which means that the current transaction, okay, is 2024. So before that, all is my past transaction, which is my opening balance. So that's why when I put as 2023, system will automatically detect as past invoice. Okay, and then the bottom here, you just put the outstanding amount. For example, this one is about 500. Then you just click save. Okay, for those company got using the project code, right? The left hand side here, the more you can select the project code. Okay, but this one, the project code, you have to go to the tools, maintain project to create the project code first, lah. Then only you can select the code. Okay, so this one is very easily. You just click new and then you give it the code and description will do. Other than that, you just leave it. Okay, because this one the project value and cost is just the reference only. System won't like help you to monitor. Oh, this one the project value still have how much or what. Okay, this is just the reference only. So you just put the code and description will do. After that, you can just click save. Okay, so after you're done, create the project code. When you want to choose at here, so the drop down list at here, you can see the new project code. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this is the project. So after you're done, you close it and then you click save, you click refresh. Okay, you can see the current asset trade debtors. Here you can see we have the 500 for the outstanding amount for this customer. Okay, so same for the credit side. Okay, if let's say this customer they overpaid to us, okay, also need to key in as opening. Okay, because they overpaid to us, if this year we have the business with them, so they have the new invoice, right? So we can do the knock off. I mean, we can offset together with the overpaid payment. So which means that their outstanding amount will be reduced. Okay, so how we key in the overpaid amount? Okay, also the same, overpaid amount is keyed under the credit side lah, for customer. Okay, you click open payment, you click new, okay, and then you select the customer code. Okay, so last year you received this money in which bank? So you can select. Okay, so maybe last year the OR number. Okay, maybe this one also is 500 lah. Okay, and then you just click save. Okay, so you can see that we still have the unapplied amount for 500 here. Unapplied amount is which is the amount that I still not yet knock off, which is I still not yet offset with my invoice. Okay, so this one will have the pending amount at here. So if I have a new bill for this customer, right? So I can come back to this customer payment and then I click edit. So bottom I can see my new invoices. So I can just take the bill at here. So once I take the bill, the outstanding amount will be reduced. Like for example, the invoice is about like 1,000. Okay, so I offset with this payment for 500. So my outstanding will become 500 only. Okay, because this one I already overpaid for last year. Okay, so right now I offset with my new bill in this year. So the remaining amount will be 500. No? Okay, so this is how you key in the payment for the customer overpaid. Okay, so you can see that this is the outstanding amount for 500 for a home furnishing. Okay, and then the overpaid amount for CR Technology Hub. So you can see it is under the credit side. Okay, so it is the same method as the supplier, but supplier is the balik lor. Okay, which is the debit side is the payment. Okay, and then credit side is the invoice. Okay, so if supplier still you still owing them, okay, so they will have a outstanding, right? So you just click this one, the credit side, and then you put in the outstanding amount for the supplier. And then for the left hand side is the overpaid payment to the supplier. Okay, so you just key in all the details at here for the opening balance. So once you're done keying, it should be doesn't show this message at here, the red color. It should be both side, debit side and credit side will be tally. Okay, so if you can't see, I mean, if you didn't see any message on top here, which means your account for the opening balance is tally. Okay, so this is what you need to do lah if you want to key in the opening balance inside the SQL. If you are the new user for the SQL. Okay, so this one I close first. Okay, so any question regarding of the opening balance and then maintain account? If not, I will go through the setting at the tools here. Okay, all right. So I will continue. Okay, so I will go through the setting here first. Then only I will come to the customer and supplier. Okay, because got some of the setting is under the tools, and then you have to select it lah. Okay, so I will go through the the tools part. Okay, so first is maintain user group. Okay, maintain user group and maintain user is actually related. Okay, user group is something like, okay, for example, your company got separate into many departments. Okay, for example, you have sales department, purchase department, and then HR department, and also maybe like maybe stock department. So each of the department, they will handle different kind of tasks. So they will have different kind of the access, right? Okay, so for that case, you can create the grouping, and then when you want to create the ID for them, so you just select they are under which grouping you do. Okay, so I'll show you the example. Okay, let's say the default one will have the administrator lah. Okay, so this one you just ignore, you don't need to do anything. So you just click new. Okay, for example, right now I want to create the sales grouping, okay, which is using for sales department lah. So I just click save. The bottom one you just ignore. The bottom one is the user ID. This one is after you create the ID under the maintain user, then only it will appear at here. Otherwise, it will just show as admin only. So you just ignore for this part. So you just put the code and description will do. Okay, after that, you click more, and then you click the access control. Okay, so you can see all the access control at here. It is about like have 297 access at here. Okay, so I cannot go through with you one by one. Okay, so I just simply maybe pick some of the access and show you. Okay, for example, maybe sales department, they are not in charge of the GL part, right? So I can just untick for all the access under the GL part, because GL part is most on maybe handle for the maybe finance department. Okay, so maybe they are the one who are handle the GL part. So for the sales, they no need handle about this one. So I can just untick all the access at here lah. Okay, so how I untick for all under the GL grouping? Okay, so you'll just point at here for the left hand side. Okay, you just click and then you hold your mouse button and then you just drag to the bottom here. Okay, so system will help you to highlight all the access for the GL grouping. Okay, so you just click on revoke. Revoke means untick. So you can see all the access is already unticked under the GL grouping. Okay, so this is the access controller. So you just untick. I just show you for this one if I untick lah. Okay, so I click save. Okay, and then for the sales part, okay, for example, this is the sales department, right? Okay, although I let them to key in all the things, okay, maybe some of the access I still need to untick it. Like for example, I don't allow them to delete the documents. Okay, so how we do it, I just want to untick for this column only, for the delete column. Okay, you just click for first one, and then you hold your shift button. Okay, you hold it, then you click the last one. Okay, it is something like when you're using the Excel file lah, like you want to highlight for maybe like most certain places. Okay, you using the function like you hold it and then you just click on the places that you want, so system will highlight for you. Okay, so after that you just click on revoke. Okay, which means that I allowed the sales team to open the quotation as ODO invoice all of the document. I allowed them to create new document. I allowed them to edit the document, but I didn't allow them to delete it. Okay, this is what I mean. I mean I untick for the delete the access control. Okay, so I just click save. Okay, I'll show you an example. Okay, right now I already done my sales access control. Okay, so right now I have to create my ID and the password for my sales team. Okay, for example, you go to tools and then you go to maintain user. Okay, and then you click new. Okay, the code depends on the login ID you want to put as what, like for example, maybe you want to put as maybe her surname. Okay, and then this one is under the sales grouping lor, because maybe they are the she is the sales team. Okay, so I want to grouping under the sales department. Okay, So I just tick as sales, and then you just click for save. Okay, after that, you just go back, log on. Okay, I show you the setting. This one. Oh, sorry, I think I have to click the admin password. Sorry. I think I missed out one step. If you want to change password for her, right? Okay, this one you already done, key in the code and name, and then you also take the grouping. Okay, you want to reset the password for her. You click more, and then you click the reset password. Okay, system will appear this one, the temporary password. Okay, you no need to copy anything because system is already copy the password for you. Okay, you just remember the code at here because this is the login ID. Okay, right now you want to reset the password. You go to file, log on. This one, you put the ID, and then this one, you have to paste the temporary password. Either you click Control V, or maybe you right click, paste to here also can. It's up to you. Okay, I didn't copy down. Hold on. I'm not sure that because I'm using the cloud, it doesn't help me to copy. Hold on, I try to reset again. This one should be auto copy for me, right? I try again and see. Yeah, this one. Okay. Okay, so I paste it to here. So this is the ID, and then you click log on. Okay, so system will prompt out this message. Password has expired and must be changed. Click OK. So enter your current password. You paste again the temporary password. Between your temporary password have to paste for twice. One is under the login page here, and then another one is after the password expired. So you have to put it, and then you click OK. Okay, so this is the new password. So I just put as one will do lah. Okay, so this one have the case sensitive. So if you put as capital letter, so when you log in into the SQL, so you also have to put the capital letter lah. Okay, so click OK. So the password has changed. Okay, so right now I'm using the Lee ID login into the SQL. Okay, so I show you the access control. Okay, just now I already closed the access for the GL grouping, right? So you see on top here, the GL, the button is disappeared, so I cannot click anything. But under the screen here, the home page here, I still can see the general ledger, right? So what if maybe my system accidentally click on it? Okay, for example, I click on the maintain account. Okay, so system still will block it lah because you already revoked the access from her to access it, right? So you see that system will prompt out this message that you do not have the permission to execute the maintain account. So if you click OK, so nothing will happen. Okay, if you click override, so you need the password, the admin ID and the password lah. Okay, which means you need to request the password from your superior. Okay, or another one is the online approval. This one is also you need some permission from the superior. Okay, you can click on it. Either you want to send the message, which is by WhatsApp or email. Okay, this one you have to do some setting first, then only you can proceed to this step. Okay, if you want, you can ask the support team to help you to setting lah for this one, the online approval. Okay, so this is how you do the setting. So GL, I cannot open it. Okay, right now I will go to the sales. Okay, for example, I go to the sales invoice. Okay, you see the delete button in front, you have this icon, right? Okay, let's say I want to delete this invoice. Delete. Also the same, I don't have the right to delete the record. Okay, this is because I already untick the access for the delete, right? Okay, so this one will totally block the user to delete the documents. Okay, so this is how you do the setting for the access control. Okay, so right now I will go back to the admin ID. Okay, next I will go to the user access right assignment. Okay, user access right assignment is related with the maintain formula. Okay, is one of the function. Okay, like for example, I show you okay, for example, under the sales invoice here. Okay, you see the left hand side, the bottom one, we have total of 18 invoices here, right? Okay, let's say I just want to show just now the Lee ID. Okay, I just want to show her like maybe certain invoices only. Other than that, they cannot she cannot view it. Okay, so maybe I want to show maybe okay, I want to show by agent. Maybe she only can check for the UK agent invoices only. So other agent she totally cannot view it. Okay, so how we do about this setting? Okay, I will show you. First, you have to go to tools and then maintain forward. Okay, and then you click new. You just click simply give it a name like maybe key agent. Okay, form is you want to using this one the forward under which module. Okay, let's say for example, I want to block under sales invoice. Okay, and then the filter text here, you just click customize filter and then you press the button. I want to filter by maybe agent. This one, agent equals to UK. And then you click save. Okay, for example, something like this. Okay, and then you close it. You go to tools and user access right assignment again. Okay, so which ID is entitled for this form mode? Okay, for example, I mean no need, sales maybe need, okay, purchase no need, and then Lee also need. Okay, after that you just click the save button. Okay, so right now I'm using the admin ID. So it will show as 18 invoices. Okay, so right now I change it. I try to log in the Lee ID just now. Okay, sales, invoice. So you can see only two invoices will appear at here. So if you take the agent come out, it is only UK agent. Okay, so other invoices will be hide. Okay. This one not only by agent, because I just want to show you the simple way. So if you want to filter by currency or project or maybe like company name also can, it's up to you. Okay. But if you don't know how to do the setting, also the same, you can WhatsApp the supporting and then maybe ask for their help the help and then help you to do it for this one the form mode. Okay, so after they create a form mode, then you just go back to the user access right assignment. Okay, and then you setting like which user is entitled for this form mode will do. Okay, so I log in the admin ID again. Okay, so this is the user access right and the maintain form mode. Okay, next I will go to the maintain document number. Okay, maintain document number is the running number inside the SQL. So inside here, you can see many documents type. Okay, I'll be using one of the document as example. Okay, for example, official receipt. Okay, official receipt. Okay, the format at here. Okay, you can see this one is the sample OR number that we'll be using in SQL. So it is come with OR, and then percentage.5D is the format which is for the 5 digit and behind. Okay, so depends on you. You want to put how many digits, so you can adjust the number at here. Okay, like if you put as 4, so it will become 4 digit only. But if you want to show something like, okay, OR and then follow with the year and month, right? Okay, you have to put this formula, open the curly bracket, you put the alliance, and then you put YYMM, and then you close the curly bracket. Okay, then you see it will become like this, OR, and then follow with the year right now is 2025. So it will just pick the last 2 digit, okay, which is 25. And then now it's June, so it will show as 06 and then follow with the document number. Okay, so this is the format lah. If you want to put the document number based on the year and the month. Okay, so it will automatically change for you. Like if right now it's July, right? So it will automatically show as 2507. Okay, so this one you can copy down if you want to change your document number. Okay, next is the frequency. Frequency is you want this document number to be reset based on monthly or yearly or totally no need to reset. Okay, reset by monthly is every month. My document number will be start with number 1. Okay, for example, maybe last month, maybe May, right? the last invoice number is about like maybe 101. Okay, if you want the June invoice number to start with number one, and then not start with 102, then you can set it as reset monthly. So which means that system will automatically cut off for everyone. And then which means that everyone will start with the new running number, which is start from one. Okay. And then this one is reset by yearly. Every year we'll start with number one. Okay. So it depends on you. You want to use it which way. Okay. So if you want to reset by monthly, okay, you click reset monthly. Okay, this one you just click yes. Okay, so at the bottom you don't need to do anything. You just click save. Okay, I'll show you an example. Okay, for example, just now I changed the setting for official receipt, right? You just go to customer payment, you click new. Okay, you see system will automatically capture for me. Okay, right now I just simply choose one. Okay. Okay, I just click save. Okay, so my next number will be number 2 for June. Okay, what if I change the date to July? Okay, you see, I click new. So I change the date to July. So you see system will automatically change for me 2507 and then start with number 1. Okay, so this is how it's setting for the document number if you want to reset by monthly. Okay, so this is the document number. Okay, and then for the document number, right, if you have purchased the SQL software, which is the pro version, so each of the module, you can create different type of the document number. Okay, let's say, for example, for the sales invoice. Okay, sales invoice, if you want to, if you have, if you want to set different kind of the running number, so you can create for different type. Okay, like for example, sales invoice. Okay, you have to using customer invoice. Okay, you double click edit as new. Okay, maybe you want to create for another purpose. Like for example, right now, e-invoice and consolidate e-invoice, right? So you want to separate into two lah, like let you to maybe easier to refer or what. Okay, so which side is I use for consolidate. So I put a C in front. Okay, so other setting you just do it lah if you want. Okay, I just show you the example. So which means that the customer invoice I will have two. One is the consolidate, and then one is the normal one. No? Okay, so when you create the invoice, right, you can pick the invoice number that you want. This is only for the professional package. Then only you can create different running number for different document type. Okay, otherwise for the basic package, right? So each of the, each of the document type only can have one running number. One set of running number. You cannot have more than one. Okay, so this is the document number. Okay, next is the maintain acceptable transaction date. Okay, this is for those SQL user already using for many years. So they want to like blocking the transactions for previous year. Okay, let's say you already start using the SQL start from GST period until right now, which is 2015 until right now 2025. Okay, so every year after you closing the account and then you already pass it to the auditor to do the audit, right? So you don't want to let anybody to change your account. Okay, so you want to block it. So you can using this function to block the transactions. But actually this one is not putting the period that you want to block. It is actually you put the period you want to like let the user can be start using it. Okay, because this one is the acceptable. Acceptable is how to say okay, for example, right now the transaction I can start key in is start from 2024. Maybe other than 2024, before that lah, I cannot let the user to do any changes on it because I already done the audit, I already done the tax submission, all of this. So I don't want to let any user to change the transactions before 2024. Okay, so in that case, I have put the date which is start from 1st of January 2024. Okay, so system will detect for this date. Okay, so which means that after this date, system is allow you to key in any transaction, can key in, can do any changes, can delete, okay? But before that, you totally cannot do any changes. Okay, I'll show you an example. Okay, right now I'm using the admin ID. Okay, just now I already set the date, which is start from 1st of January 2024, right? So before that, system should be doesn't allow me to do the changes. Okay, let's say just now I already key in opening for 2023. Okay, so I want to do the changes on this amount. Okay, I did. Maybe I want to change it to maybe 600. Okay, and then I click save. Okay, system will prompt this message. Transaction date falls outside the acceptable transaction date. Do you want to save it? So this message is alert you that you already accidentally maybe adjust the transaction which is outside the range. Okay, so if you want to save it, then you just click yes. If you don't want to save, you can just click no. Okay, this is if you log in the admin ID, the message will appear like this. It will give you the option yes or no, but you will still maybe mistakenly like click the yes button, right? Okay, so another way is you have to go to the tools and then you go to the maintain user. Okay, this one is only for the ID, which is not using the admin ID. Okay, for example, I using this one, the Lee. I go to more, I go to access control. Okay, under the tools here, this one override acceptable transaction date. I have to click unvoke. Okay, then you click save. Okay, but actually for other user lah, actually you have to close all this control. Because the maintain user inside will have the access control setting, right? So if they are the user which is expert in SQL, so they will know that, oh, I just come to the maintain user and then I adjust the setting will do. Even though you're blocking me, then I will still can access it, right? So you have to close for this access control so that when the Lee ID log in, so they totally can't see for this two setting inside here. Okay, so you have to untick for this and also this one lah. Okay, so after that you just click for save. Okay, so I'll show you the message. If I log in the Lee ID. Okay, also the same, I come back to the customer payment just now, which is I key in as 2023, right? Okay, also the same, I change the amount to maybe 600. So I click save. Okay, so system will totally blocking me from changing anything. Okay, so access denied. So I do not have the permission to change the things. Okay, so if you click OK, so nothing will happen. If you click override, you need the superior user ID and the password. So maybe you have to give them the reason why you need to change for this transaction. Okay, so another way is by online approval. Okay, this one will be like more secure compared to the admin ID just now. So if you are using the admin ID and you also worry about like maybe you accidentally click on the yes button, right? Okay, so maybe you can create another ID which is admin1, and then you can just make it like full access. Okay, but only you need to do is you have to untick the access, which is the override acceptable transaction date for the admin one. Then you will have this kind of the message when you accidentally change the transaction which is for outside the range. Okay, so this is how you do the setting lah, for if you want to block it for the previous transaction. Okay, next we'll go to the agent area and the company category is just a very simple setting. So if you want to use this function, you just click the new button and then you just give it a code and description will do. Okay, so you don't need to do anything. Okay, next is the terms. Okay, these are the terms that SQL provided for you. Yeah, yes. if you already done create a sales invoice and then customer make payment to you, yes, you have to create a customer payment to offset with the sales invoice. Later I will show you how to do it because right now I'm go through the setting first. Okay, so this is the terms that SQL provide for you. So if you have other term states, okay, so you have to create for your new setting for the term states. Let's say you want to create for maybe 90 days. Okay, so you can click one of it and then you click edit as new. So you just change anything that you want. Okay, and then you click save. So this one will be your new setting for the 90 days term. Okay, and then next is the payment the currency. Okay, if you have the foreign buyer and the foreign supplier, so sure you need to create the currency code, right? So yeah, so inside SQL, I think you only have the Malaysian ringgit. So if you want to create for the USD, you have to click the new and then you have to fill in the information. Okay, I show you the sample for the USD. This is the testing company that SQL already done for it. Okay, so currency, you just give it a name like USD. Yeah, you just put as USD. No? So symbol should be the same. Okay, the ISO code, you have to search from here, see whether this one is matching is to which one. Because this one, the ISO code is actually linked with the IRB, because IRB, they will have their setting for the currency code, right? So we have to do the mapping one. Okay, and then this is the description. Okay, and then this is the buying rate and the selling rate. Okay, this one is just for the reference only. So you can remain as one, or you can just simply put one reference at here for the rate. Because when you issue any invoices or payment, if you want to change the exchange rate for the USD, right, you can just directly change on the document. Okay, so this one is just for the reference only. Okay, and then for the bottom one, if you have the fixed currency rate for certain period, so you can key that here. Like for example, maybe some of the company, they will have the fixed currency rate, like maybe for each month or each week. Okay, so you can put the date from and date to. So what is the buying rate and the selling rate? So when you issue any documents, okay, like for example, if you issue the sales document, okay, so it will capture the selling rate. And then if you issue for the purchase document, it will capture the buying rate. Okay, based on the period that you set. Okay, so this is the currency. Okay, next is the maintain payment method. Okay, payment method. Okay, if you have the foreign bank account, okay, first you have to add in the module, which is the advanced currency. Then only you can select the currency code at here. Otherwise, it will just like show the green color, the boxes here. You can't select anything. Okay, this is for foreign bank account. You have to add in the module for the advanced currency. Okay, because the foreign bank, you need to choose the currency code. Then only system know that, oh, this one is actually a different currency, not the Malaysia ringgit. Okay, and then the bottom one, you can set the document number. Okay, some of the company, they will have different kind of the running number for different bank account. Like for example, Maybank, they will have like maybe MBBOR or maybe like public bank PBBOR, something like that. So they will differentiate the OR running number based on their bank type. Okay, so you can just directly set inside here. So when you select any payment method, system will automatically capture the document number from here. Yeah. Just simply go. Simply briefing about the submit e-invoice lah. Later, after I show you how to key in the sales invoice, then I will go through for the submitting e-invoice also. Because today training is more on the basic accounting. So if you want to know more about the SQL submitting sessions, so maybe you have to join for the SQL e-invoice training, which is the English version. Okay, so I'll show you an example for the document number. Okay, let's say for the OR, I want to create another tab, which is the MBB only. Okay, I click edit as new. Okay, so you see my number will become MBB or R and then follow with my year and month and then with my document number. Okay, so for example, I go to customer. Sorry. Okay, you have to go to the maintain pay method. Then you have to select the setting. This one. Okay, so I already select as Maybank, the pay method, and then my OR number, we're using this document number. Okay, I'll show you the example. For example, I go to customer payment. Okay, I click new. Okay, right now I select as Maybank. So you see the running number is using MBBOR for this running number. Okay, so if I select as CIMB, so it will goes back to the default one, which is OR only. Okay, so this is how you select your document number if you got create a different type based on the bank lah. Okay. Uh, training schedule for the e-invoice. You mean fully for the e-invoice submission, right? If you want is only full I mean fully is e-invoice. Oh, I try and see the e-invoice one. Wednesday is already passed, which is the e-invoicing for the English version. So if you want the Chinese version, right, it is on 25th of June. I write down for you. Hold on. Mm. Yeah, this one is fully in Chinese version, and then it is fully talking about the e-invoicing. But that one is actually talking about the SQL submitting e-invoicing. The English version is already if you want the video for the English version, right, you let me know and then maybe I can send it to you. But it just conduct on this Wednesday only. English class I think is on next month already because this month is already full. So if next month schedule is uh I try to ask and okay, maybe you give me the email address and then I send to you first the video. So if you want to join the training for the English version, right? So maybe you have to check on the next month schedule. Okay, can. You give me the email address so later on I can send it to you for the English version for the e-invoicing. But the one is mainly talking about the e-invoicing SQL submission. Is not talking about the e-invoice knowledge. So they are mainly more on the technical part for the SQL accounting part. Yeah, sure. You just give me the email so later after this training done, so I will send it to you. Okay, sure. All right. Can. Later I jot down on the email address. Okay, so we continue on this part first. Okay, just now I already done the maintain pay method. So okay, next is the print audit trail. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, print audit trail. Okay, audit trail is something like the history record. Okay, so if you want to check on the history record, like which user do the changes on the document and then which user insert or maybe delete the record, so you can check from here. Okay, this one is under the tools, print audit trail. Okay, so you can select the date lah. This one is the delete, I mean the date that the user delete, insert or delete. Okay, so maybe I just take all of this. Maybe I click apply. Okay, so this is the changes that I make on this morning lah. Okay, so you see this morning on 10 o'clock, something like that. So I got create a renovation. This is insert. Okay, and then this one is I delete the CIB bank account. So all you can check from here. You can also click the plus button to check the details. Okay, so you can check the history record at here. So if you want to check like which user amend the record, so you can come to here and check for it. Okay. Oh, okay. Can. Later I send it to you. But just that one is the e-invoicing submission for the e-invoice, okay? Because I scared that you confused that that is the e-invoice seminar. But that one is actually using the SQL to submit the e-invoice lah. Okay. That one we already go through about like the consolidated e-invoice and submit the e-invoice and also the self-bill. Later, if I have extra time, then I can show you about this one. Okay. Okay. So I think the tools here. Okay. Next, we'll come to the customer. Yeah. Right now I will show you the customer. So how to, create a customer data. So after that, I will show you like how to create the invoice. Then I will go through you with the customer payment. Because just now I have to go through the setting first. Then only I can come to the customer to create the data. Okay, so right now, if you want to create a customer data, right? Okay, you go to customer, maintain customer, or you can click on the customer here and then you click the icon maintain customer. Okay, both are the same lah. Okay, click it. Okay, so if you are the new user for the SQL accounting, so this one is blank, will be shown, will be no showing any data inside here. So you have to key in by yourself lah. So you click the new and then you have to key in the data. Okay, but right now I will using the existing data and then show you what kind of data you need to key in. Okay, so I will be using this one, Jandela Spectrum, because this is the real company that already registered under the SSM. Okay, because I want to show you for the e-invoice setting, what setting you need to do it. Okay, so first of all, sure you need to key in the company name. Okay, and then this is the control account. So this one, if you are grouping under the trade debtors, so you no need to do anything. But if you got other debtors, right? If under the maintain account, this one other debtors, you also select as customer control account, then you can select the other debtors. Okay, this one, other debtors. Okay, other debtors is something like that are not related with your business activity. Okay, so that one you can grouping under the other debtors. Okay, and then the code, this one you no need to key anything. System will base on your first alphabet and then they will arrange the next possible code for you. Okay, like for example, I put as testing. Okay, you see this one, 300 dash T002, that one will be your next possible code for this one, the new customer lah. So you no need like copy and then you paste it to here. No need. You just leave it as new. When you click the save button, right, system will automatically using this number and then paste it here. Okay, so this one you no need to worry about it. Like, I have to put the number and until which one. So I have to check and see. Okay, so that one you don't need. Okay, and then the right hand side here, this is the SSM number. Okay, this is the SSM number. You just click the save button, the search button here, and then you can search the SSM number new and old, and also the TIN number. Okay, I show you. For example, I put VSOP Solutions, Sundra Berhad, right? Okay, I click the search button. Hold on, I have to wait for a while. Okay, so system will come out this result. Okay, so you just click OK. So SQL will help you fill in the SSM number for new. Okay, and then SSM number for the old one is under the note. Okay, and then text is the TIN number. Okay, because the TIN number is linked with the IRB, so system will automatically find it for you and then fill it inside the SQL accounting. Okay, so this is how you search for the TIN number lah. Okay, next we come back to here. Okay, so the address also have to fill in, and then the country is Malaysia. For the foreign buyer, you have to choose the country lah. Okay, and then the postcode. Okay, postcode after you key in, right? So system will automatically recognize that this postcode should be belongs to which city and state. So system will automatically show up for you. Like for example, I put S11900. it should be banner pass P9. So I click enter. The system will automatically show up for me lah. Okay. And then the attention to who, phone number, and then the email. Okay. So yeah, email is optional lah, not the mandatory field for the e-invoice. So other than that is the mandatory field. Okay. I mean the company name, SSN number, and then the details for address, postcode, and phone number, all is the mandatory field. Okay. And then bottom one, the currency. If this one is a foreign buyer, right? So you have to choose the currency code as well. So if this one is local buyer, then you just remain as this one 4 dash default code will do. You don't need to make any changes on this part. Okay. And then this is the credit terms. So you usually this customer is taking like how many days of the terms. So you can select from here. Okay. And then this one you don't need to do any changes. And then this one is the e-invoice submission. Okay. Usually for right now, the default one is captured as e-invoice. Okay. If this one, if you are keying as maybe like oh no, this one I cancel first. Okay. If I have the walk-in customer, which is maybe they are the end user only. Okay, so maybe you would just create a general code, which is the maybe cash sales. So for that case, you can change the e-invoice submission to the consolidate. Okay, because the end user no need the e-invoice, right? Like maybe you are running the F&B business. Okay, so maybe most of the customer they are the end user. Maybe they just come and eat the food and then they no need to get the e-invoice. Okay, but for your case, you have to like submit the sales amounts in consolidate and then declare to the IRB, right? So for that case, you have to select as consolidate will do. Okay, so this one maybe you can just change for like maybe cash sales or maybe like walk-in customer only. So other than that, maybe you have to select as e-invoice. Okay, so this is the e-invoice submission. Okay, and then this is the credit control. So you can setting the credit limit and overdue limit. So if the limit is exit, so what action you can take? So you can take from here lah. Like maybe you take for all, which means is all the documents. Okay, if exit for credit limit, so all the documents will be blocked, which means that you are no longer issue any documents to this customer. Okay. Next is notes. This one is yeah. This one is just a extra column let you to key in the more description lah. If you want to jot down any notes regarding to this customer, so you can key that here. So other than that, you don't need to do anything because this one is automatically filled in for you after you click the search button. And then if you want to jot down the business nature for this customer, you can key in, but not the mandatory field lah. Okay. After that, we come to the text. Okay, this one is combination of the SST part and also for the T number. Okay, so SST, if you already start the SST, right? So they will have a variety text code inside here. So depends on you. This customer is for in which category, so you have to pick the code. Like maybe I give you an example. Maybe the customer is under the LNW zone. Okay, so that one is actually exempted from the tax. So the tax code we have to choose is SE. I try to start the SST and see. So you have a clear picture about it. Hold on. This I put as sales tax. I don't want to change. Hold on. Maybe let me finish for this part first. MSIC code is needed for supplier. Customer no need. Customer is not the mandatory field. Working customer is foreign worker. Oh, you mean the foreign customer? Yeah, you have to put as 20. Yes. Creating a document number at tools. Okay. Supplier payment have, you see inside here, you have a supplier payment, right? Oh, okay. Hold on, supplier payment. Yeah, supplier payment actually is sharing the document number with the payment voucher. Okay, you see, this one is start with PV, right? If I go to GL, cash flow entry, which is if you want to pay the expenses lah, okay, you see this one is start with PV. Okay, so if you want to make payment to the supplier, so it also using the PV number. So they are both sharing the document number. But if you want to separate, like one is supplier payment and then another one is for expenses used, you want to separate the document number, also can. You can go to this one, those document number. Okay, you double click the payment voucher first, which is the PV. Okay, and then you add it as new. Okay, this one maybe put as supplier, and then you just give it a new running number, maybe for example SPV, and then you click save. Okay, so after that, when you go to the supplier payment, right? This one, click new. Okay, first time you have to select this one, supplier, as your default running number lor. Okay, so when I cancel, I click again. So it will choose as SPV as well. If you want to separate for both lah. But if you want to just remain like both are using the same, then you will no need to do any changes because both are sharing the document number between the GL cash flow entry and also the supplier payment. Okay, all right. Okay, so we come back to here. Just now I already talking to which one? Yeah, SST. Okay, so we come back to here, the tax. Okay, just now I already start the SST system, okay, which I start for the sales tax. Okay, actually sales tax and service tax got some difference, which is the sales tax is based on the accrual basis, which is any invoices that you issue, you have to declare to the custom already. Okay, but for the service tax will has slightly different, which is after you issue the invoice, right? If you didn't receive any payment for that invoice, you don't need to pay for the 8% service tax to the customers. Okay, wait until the customer make payment to you, that only you need to submit the tax to the customer. But this one is only valid for 1 year. Okay, so after 1 year, if customers still not yet make any payment to you, then you have to submit the 8% service tax to the custom first. Okay, so this is the difference between the sales tax and the service tax lah. So I just let you know the information. Okay, so we come back to the maintain customer here. Okay, let's say this customer is fall under the maybe RNW zone, which is exempted from the tax, right? So this one, the default tax, you have to select as SE, which is under the special area. Okay, which means that and every time when I issue the invoices to this customer, right? So system will always select as SE. It won't show the tax amount. Okay, because the default one, the sales tax will show as 10%. Okay, and then you have to get their sales tax, the SST number lah. Okay, this is also the mandatory field. Okay, if the customer doesn't register the SST, you just leave it blank because when you do the submission for the e-invoice, right, system automatically capture as NA. Okay, otherwise you need to get from them for the SST number. This is the mandatory field. Okay, so the bottom one is the SSM number for new and also the TIN number. Okay, so if they have the exemption number, also you need to get from them lah. If they have the LMW cert, so you want to put the cert number, so you can put it at here. Okay, so for the TIN number, right? Right now system only can search for the Sandra Mahat. So for the enterprise, so proprietorship, I think you have to get the information from them because for the sole proprietorship is registered by the owner, right? So each of the owner can register for many sole proprietor. Okay, so they can have many business. So I'm not sure that because of this one, so that's why system cannot capture that this business is actually belong to which owner TIN number. Okay, so only for enterprise, so proprietorship, that one maybe you have to request the TIN number from them. Otherwise, for the Syndrome Berhad, you can just using the SQL feature and then search it for you. Okay, and then this is the bank account. So if you have their bank account, you can update at here lah. This one is only used for like maybe uh if they overpaid to you and then you want to refund the money to them, so you can refer the bank information from here lah. How to say personal TIN number? The company is Sdn Bhd or enterprise. Because for the enterprise one, if they give you the TIN number for the owner is correct one. And then for the Sdn Bhd one, the TIN number is actually using the C number. Okay, so this is the setting for the maintain customer lah. For the sole proprietorship is actually using the owner TIN number. If you log in into the My Tax, right? Uh, the My Invoice part, actually, if you check for the taxpayer profile, it is actually using the owner TIN number. It is start with IVG, not the number which is start with the C. Uh, okay, for the serial number, this one. I try to do a testing and see. Okay, between that, when you issue the sales invoice, you got select the serial number, right? But right now, customer maybe want to return back the goods to you, so you issue a CN. So you're asking about like if you issue the CN, is it the serial number will be transferred from invoice to the CN or not? Is it? Oh, okay. I try to do a setting and uh testing and CN. This one. Okay, maybe this one, maybe you after I finish the training, I try to testing for you and see because I cannot confirm with you. So I try to finish first. Sorry, okay. So we already done the setting for the maintain customer. Okay, so I repeat again for the maintain customer, right? For the e-invoice. Okay, the front page is very important. You need to fill in. Okay, I can say that all is a mandatory field, unless the email lah. Email is the optional field. So if you have, you just update. But right now, I think mostly we need the email to send them the documents, right? So I think this field you also need to fill in lah. Okay, and then the bottom one is the currency, and then this one the invoice submission. The default one you will capture as invoice lah. So if this one is not the Cassius, then I think you just remain as invoice will do. Okay, and then the tax part, the TIN number is very important, so you need to fill in. And then for the SST number also is very important. Either they are registered under sales tax or service tax, you have to get the SST number from them lah. Okay, so these are the mandatory field for the e-invoice. Okay, so next I will go to the supplier. Okay, maybe supplier is almost the same as the customer. Okay, but just got two extra field, which is the industry code, which is the MSIC, is the mandatory field for the supplier. Okay, and then the bottom one is classification code, which is this one, the 036. Okay, this one for the supplier, if you select as self-bill, right? So you have to select the classification code as well. Okay, because for the supplier, right? For the local supplier, you don't need to do the e-invoice submission because the local supplier, they already did their part. They already submit their invoices to the IRB, so they already validate the invoice. So they will give you the invoice which is validated. So you just key inside the account as usual will do. You no need to do the submission unless you get the purchase invoice, which is the foreign supplier, like maybe Facebook, something like that. Okay, so that one is the foreign supplier, right? So you need to do the self-bill. Self-bill is something like you have to let the IRB know that you want to prove for these expenses. So you have to self-bill yourself to prove it. Okay, this is one of the reasons you have to do the self-bill. And then another one is if some of the expenses you pay to them, right, but they are not running any business. Like for example, you're paying the rental. So paying the rental, maybe you're just paying for the personal only. Like your landlord is just individually, they are not running any business. Okay, so for that case, you have to prove the expenses for the rental, right? So you also have to self-bill the rental amount to the landlord. Okay, so that one we can do it under the GL cash flow entry lah. So that one later on I will show you how to do it. Okay, so this is the setting for the supplier. Other than that, it's the same as the customer. Yeah, foreign purchasing invoice also needed. Yes, because they are the foreign supplier, right? So for the foreign purchase invoice, depends on you are import of goods or import service. So their timeline will have different one. I'm not sure the I think the goods one is based on the K1 clearance date, and then follow it with the next one you need to submit, right? I think that one you have to confirm with it. But that one I know that you need to do the self-bill lah for the foreign purchasing invoice. Okay, so this is the supplier part. Just you need to key in the MSIC code and also the classification code lah. So other than that, it's the same. Okay, so right now I will go to the sales invoice. Okay, actually the quotation, SO, DO, and invoice all are almost the same, just the document name is different. Okay, and then the quotation and SO will be not posted into any maybe accounting or stock part. Okay, because quotation, they are just like maybe request the pricing for the product. So you just provide a quotation to them. Okay, so how you create the quotation? Okay, you just go to sales quotation. Okay, and then you click new. Okay, this one you have to select your customer. Okay, you can click this one arrow key down and then you select the customer, or you can also directly type the name. Like for example, I want to search for Jandela Spectrum. So I type JEN, so it automatically come up for me. Okay, so I select it. And then the right hand side here is the information. If you want to change the agent and terms, you can change it. Because this information is based on the meeting customer. Okay. So this is the address. Okay, so bottom one, if you have the item code, right? Okay, you must click the add button first lah. If you have the item code, so you can select the item code from here. Okay, for the item code, I think today I won't go through with you because I worry that today doesn't have much time to go through with you. Okay, so I will just go through with like how to issue the documents lah. Okay, so if you have stock control, you can select the stock item from here. For example, this item. Okay, so how many unit? So what is the UM? And then what is the unit price? All of this is actually captured from the maintained stock item here. Okay, so if you got key in the information inside the stock item, so it will directly link to here lah. Okay, and then you see the tax code is automatically captured from the maintained customer also. Just now I select as SE, so it is exempted from the tax, so it will show as here. Okay, so the total amount is about 700 lor. Okay, so left hand side here, the more here, okay, you can pin this one if this one you don't want the panel to be like moved. Okay, you just stick at here. Okay, so this is the delivery address detail. This is the billing detail. All of this is coming from the meeting customer. Okay, so you have to double check and see it's the my invoice part. Okay, so this one is the e-invoice submission. So they will using this information to submit. Okay, so if you have the SST number, so if you already done key inside the maintain customer, right? So it will appear at here. Otherwise, when they do the submission, they will just put as NA. Okay, and then this is the TIN number, and then this is the SSM number. And then this MSIC code is your company MSIC code, not the customer one. Okay, and then we have the UUID and the long ID. Okay, UUID is the ID when you upload the document to the IRB, right? To the IRB server, that index ID. Okay, so and then long ID is the document is done validate, so they will have a approved ID. So that one will be the long ID. Okay, so right now I will show you how to do the invoice submission when I done transfer to the invoice. Okay, because right now I'm issuing the quotation, right? So quotation, you don't need to do any invoice submission. Okay, because this one is just like maybe the quotation to give it to the customer to let them know that this item, this product actually is how much. Okay, so if they confirm the order, then only I transfer it maybe to the SO, to the PO, then only go to the sales invoice. Okay, so these are the basic information you need to fill in only lah for the quotation. Okay, after you done key in, you just click the save button. Okay, and then after that you want to print out the documents, right, for the quotation, or maybe you want to email to them in PDF file. Okay. You just click the button on top, this one, preview. Okay, you can select the format that you want. Okay, let's say I select the first one. Okay, so this is the sample quotation format. So you can see all the details is showing at here. So how many quantity and then how much is it. Okay, so this one bottom. Okay, so if you want to print out the documents, you click the printer icon here, and then you select your printer. Okay, if you want to export to the PDF file, you click this one, arrow key down, and then export to PDF, and then you search the folder you want to save it. Okay, or you can also WhatsApp to the customer also. You click this one, and then you click this one, the PDF file. You see this one is a WhatsApp icon, right? You click it, and then you scan the QR code and then link it to here. So after that, you just type in the phone number, so system help you WhatsApp to the customer. Okay, so this is the WhatsApp function. So we got 3 ways to let you deliver this quotation to the customer. Either you print out the hard copy and then you give it to them, either you just export to the PDF file, email to them, or you can using the WhatsApp function. Okay, so this is the quotation. Okay, next, you already give the quotation to the customer, right? So they agree this quotation and then they got issue you the PO. Okay, so right now you receive the PO, you want to key in inside your system as SO. Okay, so for this case, you can using the transfer function. Okay, transfer function actually we got 2 ways. One is we go back to the original documents, which is the quotation. You right click at here, and then you can transfer to sales order. Okay, this is first way you do the transfer. Okay, you see the wording is in green color wording. Green color wording, which means that this item is actually transferred from other documents to here. Okay, if you see the wording is in black color, this one is you manually type in. Okay, this is very important if you're using the stock control. Okay, when you comes to the DO and invoice, right, make sure that you are using the transfer function, transfer from DO to invoice. Otherwise, if you manually key in the DO and invoice, right, system will deduct the quantity for twice. Okay, so this one, okay, this is one of the way lah. You transfer. Okay, another way is you go to the document that you want to transfer. For example, I want to transfer to sales order, right? So you go to sales, you go to sales order. Okay, you click new, you search the customer. Okay, and then also the same, you right click on top, but right now you select as transfer from quotation. Okay, so inside here you can pick the document that you want to transfer. Okay, let's say if I have many quantity. Okay, but right now I have one quantity only, so sure I just transfer for 1, 2. But if you have more than one quantity, but for example you have 2 or 5, okay, maybe after they confirming the order, right, they just want maybe for 2 unit. So you can key in the 2 unit under the transfer quantity here. You just key in as 2. But right now, because I doesn't have 2 units, so system doesn't allow me to do it. Okay, but if you have that kind of case, so you can key in like this lah. Okay, but right now I just key in as 1. And then I click OK. Okay, so transfer to the SO already. And then for your PO number, right, you can key in under here. Let's say you want to save as maybe future reference, so you can key in the PO number at here. Okay, and then you just click save. Okay, so bottom part is if they got pay you the deposit amount, so you can key in at the bottom part also. So this one, the bottom part deposit, once you key in, system will automatically directly open a customer payment for this deposit. But Not yet knock off any invoices lah, because it still doesn't issue the invoice, right? Right now we just go to the SO step only. Okay, so if you have the deposit, so maybe deposit into our Maybank account. So if you have the check number or the bank reference number, so you can key it here. And then how much is it? Maybe, okay, they pay for 50% of the deposit, maybe 350. So you just click for save. Okay, so you see the document number will be automatically generate for us. Okay, so this is the SO. So if you want to print this SO to the customer, also the same, click the preview button. So, and then you can pick the format that you want. Okay, so this is the SO. Okay, after we done the SO, right? So right now we want to deliver this product to the customer. So we have to issue the delivery order. Okay, also the same, you can pick either way to transfer to the DO. So either you want to transfer from the SO to DO, or you want to open the DO, transfer from SO also can. So both way also can. It's up to you. You want to use which one. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, also it's green color wording. So beside the item code, you can see this one, the very small icon at here, right? Actually, you can take this one, and then you can take the field that you want to show up. Like for example, I want to click the classification code, and then I want to take the more description. I want to take the from document number. Okay, more description is let you to maybe you want to elaborate more description regarding for this product. Like maybe this one want to elaborate like what color is this and then what is the size. Okay, actually you can key in the details at here. Okay, you just click it and then you can see the three dots button here, right? You click on it and then you can type any description that you want. And then if you want to change the font type, size, color, or anything else, you can just make any changes at here lah. After you're done, you just click the save button. Oh, sorry, you just click the close button and then you just click save lah. Okay, and then this is the classification code. Okay, classification code is very important in the e-invoice part. So there is total have 45 categories. So you can refer from here, see whether your items is actually fall on which categories. Okay, if after you check and see maybe inside here doesn't have any category is suitable for you, then you may just put as 0 to 2 will do, because 0 to 2 is others category. Okay, so this is the DO. You click save. Okay, and then you can preview the DO. Okay, so this is the DO, and then this is the model description that you key in just now lah. Okay, and then so when you deliver the product to the customer, you print this DO and then you send the product together to the customer. Okay. Okay, after that, okay, you have to transfer to the sales invoice. Okay, this one. Okay, this step is a must if you got using the stock controller. Okay, you have to using the transfer function. Okay, so finally we come to the sales invoice. Okay, so you see under the sales invoice here, you can see we have the my invoice button here. Other the three documents, right? We doesn't see any my invoice button at here. And then you see the bottom here, we have the sandbox wording, which is right now system alert you that right now you're using the sandbox testing server to do the submission. It is not under the actual server, so you don't need to worry about it. Okay, so also the same, you double check and see the details, is it correct? Okay, so if all the information are correct, so right now you can do the submission. You just click for save. Okay, you just hit the button for my invoice. You just click submit e-invoice. So you see this one is the sandbox, just for testing purpose only. You click on it. So you wait for a while. So it will show the green tick at here. And then together with the QR code. So this one is the UUID for this document, number 19. Okay, so this is your company name, supplier name, which is your company lah. And then this is the buyer name. And then this is the total document amount. Okay, and then this one is the date and time lah. Okay, and then if you want to share this one, this invoice to your buyer, right? Let's say Jandela Spectrum also is an SQL user. Okay, if they want to directly download the invoice, Okay, you can just share this one, the PDF, to the SQL buyer, and then you pick the format. Like for example, this format, click OK, okay, done. So when the Jandela Spectrum import this invoice and then post it into their SQL accounting, right? So they can just straight away directly download the sales invoice from your side. I mean, system will real time sharing the invoices like to the SQL buyer. So this is another feature that's SQL provided for you. Okay, so this is only available for the SQL user only. So if the Jandela Spectrum is using the auto count, then yeah, sure they cannot receive the invoice lah. So you have to give them the soft copy lah. Okay, so this is the validation for the e-invoice. So just very easy only, you just click the button. Okay, right now you see the status, this one is in submitted status. So we doesn't click refresh yet. So you see the more here. Okay, if the status is in submitted status, still not a valid status, you see the log ID doesn't show anything. Just UUID is appear. Because I already submit the documents, I already upload the document to the IRB. So that's why it will appear the UUID at here. Okay, right now if I click the refresh button, right? You click it, you see the log ID is appear and the status is already captured as valid. Okay, so yeah, so this is how you do the submission for the invoice. It is just very simply. You just perform you just key in the sales invoice as usual, and then you make sure the information all is keying correctly. Then you just click the button only. Okay. After that, if you want to give them the soft copy, right? Which one you want to check on the e-invoice for this one? Okay, I'll show you again for the invoice submission. Okay, right now I won't show you start from the beginning quotation to invoice. I straight away start from the invoice. Okay. Okay, let's say you want to issue the e-invoice, right? Click new. You select the customer first. For example, this customer. Okay, you right click on okay. This one, if you doesn't have any DO or what, you no need to right click lah. Okay, you just click the plus button and then it will appear for this line. So you can key in the details of. If you have the stock item, so you can select the stock item from here. If no, you can type in the description that you want. Okay, and then you put in the quantity, and then how much is it? Okay, and then if you have the SST, you have to select the tax code as well. So, and then the more here is the information for the my invoice. You will using it to do the submission. But this one is actually captured from the maintained customer. So if the data you key inside the maintained customer is correct, then I think you don't need to do any changes on this part. Okay, so after you're done keying, you click save. Okay, and then you just click on this one, my invoice button, this one. You click it, and then you click the submit invoice. So system will help you submit. So you see the status is valid. Look. Yeah, you can see a green tick out here. It's under our particular. My invoice detail is actually come from the maintained customer there. You see, if I open up the Jandela Spectrum, right, under the text here, you see the SSN number is actually captured from here, and then this is the TIN number. So between that, the setting, if you got viewing correctly, got done setting up for this part. Actually, when you issue, yeah. So the first step is you have to update the customer part first. So after you've done the customer part, so when you do the submission, you don't need to worry about it because all the setting is come from the customer. You no need like go to the invoice, you have to manually key in the TIN number or maybe the SSN number, no need. So you have to done for this part first, the maintain customer. Okay, so you have to request the information from them. Okay, and then for the e-invoice, for the SQL new version, right? Okay, if you want to request the information from them, like the address and also the TIN number, all of this, right? So you can actually do it like this. Okay, I'm using this one, hold on. Okay, let's say I'm using the Vsoft solutions as example. If you want to request the information from them, okay, I want let them to help me fill in the address and also the TIN number and also the SSM number, right? Okay, you just right click and then create info request. Okay, system will show you this link. You just click this on the copy icon, you click it, you copy this link to the customer. Okay, so when the customer open up this link, right? So you will see this page. Okay, so this one is your company name lah. But this one because I'm using one of the customer to show you because the testing company d- doesn't let me to click on this one. Okay, so I using other company to show you this feature. Okay, so right now Vsoft solution received for this link, so they have to help me to key in the details of. Okay, like BRN is your SSM number. So let's say I copy this one. Okay, so they should know their SSM number and also the TIN number, right? This one is just an example only lah. Okay, and then you click this one, validate. So this is the real one, no? It's validate. So SST number, if they have to fill in, and then the phone number, email, and then address. Okay, city, postcode, and then the state. Okay, so all the information done, they just click for submit. Okay, so submitted. So right now you have to come back to your maintain customer data, right? This one. You click right click again, you can click retrieve info. Okay, so you see these are the information they fill in for you. Okay, and then you just close it. Okay, after that, you see the information is filled in at here. Okay, so this is the new function that SQL provided for you. You can just copy that link and then let the customer fill in for you. And then after they done fill in, so you just retrieve the info will do. Okay, this one I right click at here is retrieve for this company info only. But actually you can come to this one, the customer, right? You can right click at here and then you click for batch retrieve info. So they will retrieve info for batch of the customer. Okay, and then oh yeah, I can repeat again for you. Okay, I delete this one first. Because right now I already done retrieve the info, so okay. Okay, let's say right now this is your customer lah, okay, right now. Okay, first you have to come to the maintain customer first. Okay, customer, maintain customer. Okay, so you can see this one, all is your company listing for the customer. Okay, so you have to select one of the customer. Okay, so at the blank area here, you right click and then you click this one, create info request. Or you can right click at here also can the right hand side panel, create info request. Okay, you click on it. So system will generate the link for you. This one. Okay, so you don't need to do anything. You just click on this one, the copy icon here. This one. Okay. After you copy, maybe you can WhatsApp them or anything else. Okay. You just WhatsApp this link to them. Okay, so when they receive this link, right? So they just open up this link. Okay, so it will come up this page. Okay, so they have to fill in all the information. Okay, for example, this one is the SSN number. This one is the TIN number. And then you just click for validate. This one is filling by them, it's not you, because you're sending the link to them to fill in. So they just open up, so they just key in the information. Phone number, email, address, then city, postcode, and also the state. Okay, so after they done key in the information, they just click for submit. Okay, so submitted. So all you have to do is you come back to here. you can just right click, retrieve info. So these are the information they fill in for you, and you just close it. So you see the information is automatically linked to here. Okay. And also this one is like right click, retrieve info for this company only, right? But actually you can come to this one, right click, and then you click batch retrieve info. So it will directly retrieve for all the data that you send the link to the customer. You no need like go inside one by one and then you right click retrieve. You no need. You just come to the listing here, right hand side panel, you right click and then you click batch retrieve info. Okay. And also the TIN number lookup, you can also using this feature to search. Right now, if this one is blank, okay, let's say, because just now they already fill in, so they already update the information. So if this one is blank, actually you can click this one, the magnify icon, okay, and then you click OK. So system will help you to find the TIN number and also the SSM number. Okay, this is another way to search for the TIN number lah. Because just now at the beginning, I show you is you have to double click inside, you click the icon at here, right? This one is searched by one. So if you want to batch update the TIN number, you no need to click one of the customer, you just directly right click and then you click TIN lookup. So you can just click the magnify icon for all lah. Okay, so after you update, you click this one, okay. So you just click for save. So system will help you update inside the maintain customer. Okay, all this information, you can check from here. I show you on this one. I send you the link for the customer info request. Hold on. This one, I think this one. This one have about this one. Oh no, this one is e-invoice request. Hold on. I search and see. I send you the link. Usage invoice. Okay, I send you the link for this one, my invoice. Okay, so you can check on this one, mandatory fields. So inside actually got the information like how you do for this one, like this one info request. This one is the set that I showed you just now. So if you forgot how to do it, you can refer from this link and then you can follow the step. Okay, so this is the info request. So we come back to here. Okay, just now I already show you how to submit the invoice for each invoice lah. Okay, so if you preview the invoice, right? Okay. So let's say if you select the default format. So this is the sample format that SQL provide for you lah. So you can see this is your supplier details, which is your company details. Okay, and then this is the supplier. Sorry, your buyer details, your customer. Okay, and then this one is the QR code. QR code will appear after you validate the e-invoice. Okay, if you doesn't validate the e-invoice, this one will be blank. Okay, and then this is the document number for the sales invoice, and then this is the UUID and the insurance date, and then these are the details. So you can see the tax code and then what item they are chasing. Okay, and then the total amount. Okay, you guys can try to scan and see whether got anything problem or not. It should be linked to the IRP page and then it show up. The supplier name is eStream, the buyer name is Jandela Spectrum, and then the total this invoice amount is about like 700. You guys can try to scan and see the QR code. Is anything come up? I mean, after you scan the QR code. I tried, yeah, the invoice, right? Okay, all right. So yeah, so this is the sample lah for the e-invoice. Okay, but if you are using, okay, because right now, if you are the existing user for the SQL. So you already have your own format, right, for the template. So inside doesn't have a QR code. So for the QR code, actually we can add in by ourselves. Okay, so that one maybe you can ask a support team to help you to add in the QR code. Okay, like let's say if you are using the existing, I mean your own format lah, okay? So you can add in the QR code, something like this. So when your customer receive the invoice, right? So actually they will also receive the QR code. So when maybe auditor audit the account, so they are checking like this invoice, is it valid or not? So they can just directly scan the QR code. Okay, because this one, the QR code will be show up after you validate the e-invoice. Okay, but right now I think I cannot show you how to add in the invoice because I think the time is quite rushing. So I just let you know that we can actually add in the QR code lah. So if you need it, you can ask the support team to help you to do it. Okay, so this is the solution for the e-invoice. Okay, so if you click the browse button, it will bring you back to the invoice listing, right? Okay, so inside here, you can check the status. Okay, or you can click the my invoice to batch refresh the status lah. If you got submit for many invoices, okay, so you can batch refresh the status. Okay, beside it, this one, the invoice number here, you see have a green tick and also the number here, right? Okay, because once you're done submit and validate the invoice, you only have 3 days, 72 hours to do the amendment. If the buyer is disagree with this invoice, okay, so you can see the 2D here, the gray color wording, which means that you're still remaining for 2 days to make any changes for this invoice. Okay, for example, this generalized spectrum received for this invoice for 19. So they receive it. So they say that this invoice got some changes, need to do it, got some mistake lah. Okay, maybe they want maybe 2 unit, but we're just billing them for 1 unit. So right now we have to cancel this e-invoice and then we have to resubmit again within these 3 days. Okay, so you see the 2D here, I still have 2 days to do the changes. So I double click, I edit. Sorry, I think no need to click the edit. You just double click and then you click the my invoice here. Okay, so you can click this one, cancel validated invoice. Okay, so you have to choose the reason. Okay, for example, wrong invoice details and then initiate cancellation. Okay, so you can see the status is already changed from the green tick to this icon. Okay, so this one is the cancel status. It's not the validate one. No? Okay, so wrong invoice details. So you see the status is cancel. Okay, right now you cancel, you close it, edit. So you change the information that you want. Okay, for example, they need 2 units. So I add in another 1 unit at here. Okay, why I cannot? Also my copy, paste it to here. Yeah, this one. For example, I add in another unit lah. Okay, let's say, and then I click save. So this one will be my new invoice details. Okay, also you repeat the step for the submission. Click my invoice, submit e-invoice. Okay, so you see this one become green tick valid again. No? So you see the UUID is become different. Okay, because right now we already changed the amount. You see this one is the new invoice amount. Okay, and then you see the UUID is changed and then the log ID is disappear. You click the refresh button again. So this one log ID will show out at here. Authorization failed. You are using the testing one or using your own SQL accounting? Did you done the setting under the company profile? Because you have to done the setting first. If you are using your own SQL accounting, right, you have to done the setting like connect my invoice. This information have to fill in. Like all of this client ID, secret 1 and 2, and also the intermediary, all you have to setting up inside the my invoice portal first. Then only you linking inside the SQL. After that, you only can do the submission. Otherwise, when you do the submission, it will come out some error message. maybe after this training, you double check and see your setting is it got setting correctly. If not, you can seek help from the supporting and see maybe the ultra remover in they can check something error on this or not. Issue DO, then issue. Yes, correct. Issue do first. Okay, which mean your document date is 6th of June, but when you do the submission is 8th of June, right? Okay, yeah, you still can do the okay, it is based on the submission date. So if you submit on 8th of June, so you still have 3 days to do the amendment. So after the date, you have to do the CN, which means that start from 8, 9, 10, you still can do the amendment. Okay, after 10, you have to do the CN or DN lah, if you want to do the adjustment. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so this is how you submit the e-invoice lah. Okay, so okay, I will show you how to submit the consolidate if you want to submit the consolidate e-invoice lah. Okay, so if you're running the F&B business or maybe you have the walk-in customer, yeah, so that one they don't need the e-invoice, right? So for that case, we need to submit the consolidate e-invoice. Okay, so how you do the submission? Okay, for that case, you no need to double click inside and then you do the submission for the e-invoice. You just come to here, the listing here, and then you click the My Invoice, okay? And then you click Consolidate Sandbox e-invoice, okay? So you have to choose the date, like for example, I choose the data at here, okay? And then you click this one, include unsubmitted e-invoice, you click Apply. Yeah, so you can see all the invoices is showing at here, which is doesn't submit for the e-invoice. So you tick which invoice you want to do the submission. Okay, for example, I want to submit for these 4 invoices as consolidate. Okay, so you click for next. Okay, so when you do the submission, submit to the IRB. So they will capture like this, number 1 to number 4. Okay, and then if you want to using another method which you want to submit for each invoice number, I think for this one it doesn't merge for you lah. So IRB there actually support for 2 types. One is merge for all of the invoice number, one is didn't merge so depends on you. So SQL is using this method lah, will be merged together. Okay, after that you just click for submit. So you see this one is using the consolidate C1 and then 0001. So you see the buyer name at here is captured as the general public. Okay, so this is the consolidate invoice. Oh yeah, I again forgot to show you for this one. Other than maintain customer or supplier, right? Actually the TIN number at here not only will show this one is actually I captured from the Sandra Berhad, right? But if you are using the Cassius, like for example this one, because we select as the consolidate, right? This one consolidate. So the tax here you have to select as general public TIN number. Okay, so for foreign buyer also the same, you have to select for the 20 lah for the foreign buyer, and then foreign supplier is select as 30. Okay, so select and then you click save. Issue. Yeah, you still can submit after can within the month you still can submit. Okay, all right. And then the amendment date is based on your submission date. So if you submit on maybe 15, so the 3 days is counting start from 15, 3 days, it's 15, 16, 17. Yeah, it's until 17 only. So only these 3 days can do adjustment. So other than that, you have to using the CN or DN to do the adjustment. Okay, so this is how you do the consolidate lah. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, next is okay, just now I show you is submit the e-invoice one by one, right? like this one, I have to go inside the invoice and then I click the submission. Okay, this one I submit one by one. And then another one is I submit for consolidate, which is my maybe my customer is no need the e-invoice, so I submit as consolidate. Okay, and SQL got another function which is batch submit e-invoice. Okay, for this case is you don't confuse with the consolidate. This one also is batch submit, but this one batch submit is for those. Okay, for example, Jandela Spectrum, I got maybe issue for 10 invoices. So I don't like click each of the invoices inside for 10 times, and then I click the submission for 10 times. Okay, so I can do it straight away for one time and then submit for 10 e-invoices. You get what I mean? So there's a difference between the consolidate. Okay, so I show you how to do it. Okay, hold on. Maybe I using this one. I create another copy. For example, okay. For example, right now you see for the Jandela Spectrum, I still have 2 invoices not yet submit, right? Okay. So right now I don't want to click it one by one inside and then I do the submission. Okay, I can straight away come to here and then I click batch submit e-invoice. Okay, so I put the period, for example, this one. Then I click apply. Okay, so you can see these 2 invoices still not yet submit to the IRB, right? Okay, so I click submit. Okay, this one is submit e-invoice, not the consolidate. So which means that they will still get the e-invoice, I mean each invoices. So they can still claim the tax for the company. Okay, so you click submit. Yeah, so have to wait for a while. So you see this one is submitted. So after that, they will become valid. Okay, so you see its status right now is valid. Okay, after that, you close it. You click again, batch refresh the status. So you see all of this already submitted to the IRB, and then they have the time frame at here. Okay, so actually SQL got 3 ways to do the submission for the e-invoice. Okay, one is submit e-invoice by each invoices. Okay, another one is consolidate e-invoice, which for those customers, they are no need the invoice. So we submit consolidate to the IRB to declare the sales amount. Okay, and then another one is SQL got provide another feature which is batch submit e-invoice. This one is only easier for you, like you don't need to click each of the invoices to do the e-invoice submission. Okay, so we can just batch for all the invoices and then do the submission. Okay, so you don't confuse the consolidate and the batch submit e-invoice. So both are different things. Okay, so any question regarding for the submission e-invoice or the sales invoice part? If no, I will go to the second step, which is the CN. Okay, so yeah, I will just go forward to the CN. Okay, let's say the invoice right now is already more than 3 days. Okay, then only the buyer inform you that the invoice got some mistake, so you have to do some adjustment for me. Okay, so already more than 3 days, so I cannot directly edit and then amend the invoice, right? So for that case, I have to do the CN. You go to sales, CN. Okay, and then you have to click new. Okay, CN actually, you got 2 ways to do it. Okay, it depends on the scenario. Okay, for example, maybe the invoice, maybe you bill them the products, okay, maybe got some damage or what, so they want to exchange the stock or they want to return back the goods, okay, something like that. So that one is related with the stock control. So for stock control, you have to transfer from the sales invoice. Okay, you select the customer first, you right click, so you transfer from the sales invoice. Okay, so you select which sales invoice you want to transfer to the CN. For example, this one, you click OK. Okay, also the same, you click the more here. So these are the information related with this customer lah. Okay, so actually it's captured from the maintain customer. So if the information you key in is correctly, so yeah, the information you don't need to do the checking. Okay, after that you just click on save. Okay, so, system want to ask you, they want to knock off the transfer documents. If the invoice they still not yet make any payment, so you want to knock off this CN with the invoice, so you may just click for yes. If no, you just click for no lah. Okay, so I want to knock off, so I just click yes. Okay, after that you have to submit this CN to the IRB. Okay, click the my invoice, submit the e-invoice to IRB. So this one is credit note. Okay, after this one, so you have to reissue a new invoice to them. No? So you just repeat the step, you go to the sales invoice, you key in the new invoice, and then you do the submission for the new e-invoice. Okay, this is one of the steps that you create the CN lah. Okay, if they want to return back the goods. Okay, another one is one of the scenario is if you want to give the discount to them, it's not related with the stock. Okay, like for example, they do the early settlement. Okay, so you want to give them some special discount for it. Okay, so for this case, you click new. Okay, also this customer. Okay, but for this case, you no need to right click and transfer, but you have to select the from document number. I mean, this special discount is related with which invoices. Okay, for example, related with these 4 invoices. Okay, because inside the IRB rules that CN and DN, you have to refer back to the invoices. Okay, so you have to select the from document number. So you click this one. Okay, let's say special discount, maybe early settlement. Okay, maybe we give them about like maybe 500. Okay, let's say. So you click save, and then also you need to submit for the e-invoice. Submit. So this is the CN. So total amount is about 500. Okay, so after you're done for this part, right, you have to go back to the customer credit note. Okay, you see this one, the CN number is number 5, right? So you double click the number 5, you edit. So this one you just click on yes, because at the beginning we key in the CN under the sales, right? But right now we come back to the customer. So you click yes. So you have to pick one invoice to log off. Okay, for example, I have the 500 bill, right? This one I offset. I click save. So you can see the outstanding at the beginning is about 2,600, but right now we already reduce it, become 2,100. Okay, so this is how you do the CNR. So depends on the scenario, see whether you need to transfer or not, or else you just pick the from document number and then you do the submission. Okay, so this is how you do the CN. So same for the DN part also lah. Because DN is using the, like maybe you short of bill something, so you have to select the from document number. Actually, this DN is related with which invoices, so you have to select it. Okay, so this is the CN. Okay, so I already go through the sales part. Okay, right now I will go to the customer payment. Okay, right now you already give this invoice to the customer, right? So you receive the payment from customer also. So how do we key in the payment? Okay, we go to customer payment. Okay, you click new, and then we select the customer. Okay, so they transfer the money to your which bank account? Okay, for example, Maybank. Okay, so this one you can key the check number or maybe the bank reference number lah. Okay, so and then when they do the transfer to you, so this one you can key in the value date and then how much is it? For example, maybe 150 lah, let's say lah. Okay, after you key in, you have to knock off the bill at the bottom. For example, they pay partially for this one. Okay, so still remaining for 600 lor. So click save. Okay, so this is the step that you do the customer payment. Okay, after you done key in, right, you have to send them the official receipt. Also the same, you click the preview button on top. Okay, so depends on you want to use which format. This one is in full page, which is the full A4 page, and then this is the half page. Okay, this is the full page. So it will show the details like offset with which view. So it will show up here. So this one you can print out and then you can export to PDF, or you want to WhatsApp to the customer also can, it's up to you. Okay, so this is the customer payment. Okay, just now I'm not sure that you remember that one of the SO we got key in the deposit, right? Or 350, they pay deposit maybe like 50%. So right now we already issued the invoice, right? So we have to come back to the customer payment for this one. We have to offset the bill. Okay, so the final outstanding for this customer will be 250 because they already made deposit for the bill. So yeah, so you have to do the knockoff lah. Okay, so this is the customer payment. Okay, so okay, I will be faster a bit. I think I cannot cover all the things on today because now already 12:45. I try to make it faster a bit lah. Okay, if you have anything question, you can ask me afterwards. Okay, so okay, now we come back to the purchase. Okay, actually the purchase requires PO good receive. It's actually same as the quotation, SO and DO. So I won't go through for this step. Okay, so we directly straight away come to the purchase invoice. Okay, actually purchase invoice here got one of the function which you can link the data from the my invoice and then import into your purchase invoice. Okay, I show you the example. Okay, for example, your supplier already do the validation for the invoice, right? And then you receive the bill also. Actually, you have to key in inside your SQL to record this as your purchases. Okay, but right now SQL got one of the feature is you can link with the My Invoice portal. Okay, so you can directly import the data and then import into your SQL accounting. Okay, so I will show you how to do it. Okay, you come to purchase invoice. You no need to click anything. You just click on the My Invoice here and then batch import in E-invoice. Okay, so you can choose the date. I put today date will do lah because I scared that I got many data inside here. Okay, so these are the E-invoice that supplier already validated under your TIN number lah. Okay, so I will just pick one of it. For example, I pick for example this one lah. Okay, so you take this one first. Okay, so total amount is about 792, and then you have to do some mapping lah. Okay, for example, this one code you have to mapping with your supplier code. For example, this is the supplier. Okay, at the bottom you have to mapping with the item code. Okay, for example, this one, and then this one is this one. Okay, this one only can mapping with the item code only, cannot mapping with the account code. Because you see, we doesn't have a field for the account code. So this one will be uh if you doesn't have the stock control system, I think this one is not so suitable for you to use it lah. Because if you doesn't mapping the item code, right? I try to see whether can import inside. This one have to map the text, like maybe PST for 10%. This one, and then I click import. I try to see whether can import or not if without the item code. Hmm, it takes so long. I think this one should be cannot. Okay, never mind. I reset again and then I. Okay, so we come back to here, purchase invoice. I think it should be need to mapping the item code. Okay, click apply. Okay, for example, this one, I'm mapping with this supplier. I'm mapping this item code. Okay, this one. So I click in, sorry, this one. I have to put this one. Okay, so posting done. Okay, so you have to mapping for the supplier. You have to mapping the item code. If they are the tax amount here, so you also have to mapping the tax code now. Okay, so after that you just click for import. Okay, and then you refresh. So you can see these invoices is already imported into your SQL accounting. So you double click. So you can see the validation details. Okay. And then if you want to change the account code, right? Okay. Beside the item code here, the small icon, you take the account come out, you edit. So this one you can choose the account that you want to change up. Like for example, I want to change to this account. I want to change to this account. And then you click save. Okay. So this is one of the feature that SQL provide for you. Is SQL can directly link to your My Invoice. So whenever the supplier using a team to issue the bill, right? So you can just straight away import into your purchase invoice. But this one is not the compulsory step you need to do lah. It's up to you. If you still want to stick with your old way to like key in like manually key in by your own self, it's okay one. Okay, it's up to you. Depends on you. You want to using which one. Okay, so this is the purchase invoice partner. Okay, and then for the purchase invoice, right? For the local supplier, you don't need to do anything. You just need to key in as usual. Like if you're using the imported way or you want to key in like by manually also can. But for the foreign supplier, you need to do the self bill. Okay, so I will show you how to do the self bill. Okay, you click new. Okay, for example, this one is the foreign supplier, right? SGD. Okay, so you can put the currency rate. Okay, for example, we purchase item from them, maybe 1 unit for this one. Okay, and then this one, the left hand side here, make sure the submission here is select as self bill. But this one is actually come from the maintain supplier lah. So you have to key in the setting first. Like for example, this one, submission, self bill, and then this one, the classification code, you have to select, and then the industry code. And then also the TIN number, sorry. The TIN number, and here you have select as foreign supplier. This one. Okay, so this one have to select, and then the e-invoice submission you have to select as self-bill, and then the MSIC code. Okay, so close it. Okay, I reselect again the data. I select again. Then you see the information will be reflected here. Okay, so right now we try to see whether can submit the self-bill. Click save, my invoice, submit. So this is the self-bill invoice. Okay, so this is my supplier. So total amount is about like SGD 107. Okay, so this is how you do the self-bill for the foreign supplier. Okay, this is under the purchase invoice side lah. Okay, so another scenario is just now I give you an example, which is the rental. Okay, rental, you have to pay the rental to the landlord, but the landlord doesn't run any business, right? They are individual, but you have to prove the expenses and then you have to log the income for them. Okay, so what should we do for this part? Okay, you go to GL, cash flow entry. Okay, cash flow entry is like you to key in the office expenses, like the utility charges, rental, printing stationery, all of that. Okay, so if you want to do the self bill, you also can do it inside here. Okay, for example, bill PV. Okay, payment, rental, payment to who? Okay, I'll be using my own name and own IC to show you the submission for the self bill. Okay, let's say you're paying the rental. Okay, if the rental got two landlord, right? So you have to separate the PV into like a different proportion. Like maybe 1 month the rental is about 2,000. So you have to discuss with your two landlord, see whether the proportion you have to divide by how many percent. Like you want to divide equally, maybe 1,000 for each landlord. So in that case, you have to create for two PV, 1,000 each lah. Then you have to put in the information for two landlord lor. Okay, then only you can do the submission. Okay, for example, I'm using my own name. Okay, so payment by Maybank. Okay, so what is the bank reference number? This one. Okay, and then the rental. Okay, so paying for which one? Maybe for June. Okay, so we agreed the proportion is about like 1,000 each month for each landlord. So I put as 1,000 first lah. Okay, and then beside the more here, you have to put in the description. The information. So you just type in and then you click enter. Okay, so which means that for first time you need to key in this one, the setting. So other than that, you just select from here. Okay, country, you choose as Malaysia. Okay, postcode. Okay, so automatically come out. So this is the phone number. Okay, and then the submission, choose as Southview. Okay, this one ID type, you have to select the IC number. Okay, so if you have the TIN number, you also have to put in. If no, you have to select as general public, I think. Okay, so I put in my own information to show you. Okay, let's say I click save. Okay, so we try and see to submit the Southview e-invoice. Okay, click my invoice, submit e-invoice. Okay, so you see this is my name. So this is the total amount, and then this is valid for the Southview invoice. Okay, so this is how you do the Southview if the individual doesn't running any business. Okay, so this is one of the landlord. So if you have another landlord, right, you just add it as new. So you just change the information, change to another landlord name, the details, and then you do the submission again. Okay, so after you're done, you click save, and then you click the my invoice to do the submission. Okay, after that, you pay to the landlord. Maybe you just pay the 2,000 to one of the landlord. Okay, for example, you pay the rental fee 2,000 to me. Okay, so I will receive for 2,000. So when you do the bank account, you want the bank account to be showing as 2,000 instead of 1,000 each, right? So you won't be like so confusing. Okay, so for that case, after you've done the two PV, right? Yeah, bookkeeping fee also the same, lor. Like, okay, if the bookkeeping, the service, I mean the individual that provide the service for you is individual, doesn't run any service, right? Okay, you just put it their name, like, okay, this is the name. Uh, okay, inside here doesn't have the bookkeeping fee, so I just simply choose one. Okay, so how much is it? Like, for example, maybe 1,200 for each month. Okay, and then you just put in their details. So you have to get the details from them, like the name, IC, address, all of this. So then only you can do the self bill. I think the claim from staff, you don't need to do the self bill, but but the staff need to get the e-invoice from the petrol station if if they want to claim the petrol claim lah. Because the employee is I mean you how to say okay, they must have the employee letter, okay, for the offer letter to prove that this people is your employee. So that's why you don't need to issue the self bill for this one, the petrol claim. So all you need to do is the employee need to request the e-invoice from the petrol station. uh I'm not sure that is it right now the petrol station still not all is implemented the e-invoice, but actually if maybe in future you have to get the invoice. But right now, if you're using the normal invoice, still is okay, because right now is the invoice relaxation period, right? So if you're using the normal invoice to do the claim, is still okay. But in future, you need to request for the e-invoice. This is what I know from the seminar. lah. So right now, I think you can still stick with the practice that you right now do it. You're still using your own way. But in future, maybe you can start to request the e-invoice if the petrol station got something can retrieve the e-invoice. Okay, so this is how you do the self-bill. Okay, so any question regarding for the e-invoice submission? So I already cover for the sales and also the purchase and also for the GL cash flow entry partner. And then I doesn't have much time to guide for other things already. Anything else you guys want to know about it, so I can just go through? Oh, can for the self-bill under the cash flow entry, right? Okay, I'll show you. For example, I using the scenario that you give me just now. Okay, for the bookkeeping fee lah. Okay, let's say bookkeeping fee. Okay, let's say bookkeeping is about 1200. Okay, after you're done key in for this part, left hand side more here. Okay, you can click this one pin to pin lah. Okay, so you can. Okay, this one is because just now I already done key in and then I got do the submission, so all the details is showing at here. But for your first time, you have to key in the details for the name, address, country, postcode, all of this. Okay, so you have to get the IC number from the bookkeeper. Okay, and then the TIN number you just choose as a general public lah, because they doesn't run any business, right? Okay, after that, click save, and then you click the my invoice here. Okay, sorry, but this one doesn't allow me to click the submission. Is it oh sorry, this one. This one you have to click as self bill. This one. Remember to change to self bill on this one. My invoice, submit. So you have to wait for a while. So wait, maybe the server is quite slow. Okay, so after you're done, you can see the status is valid, and then the supplier name is your bookkeeper name, no? And then this is the bookkeeping fee amount. Road to JPJ, yeah. Road or JPJ, I think it should be a TIN number for government, right? I think it should be this one. I try to see. This one I doesn't try before that. Contractual slash Malaysia. If I don't want to put all of this, self-bill, ID type, I just leave it blank. This one thing number I choose as government. Okay, never mind. I just simply choose one because inside here doesn't have the insurance and road tax, so I just simply choose one. I try to see whether can do the submission or not. Allow for supplier field for normal e-invoice. JPJ. Okay, for all of the e-invoice question, because I still not so expert in the e-invoice, I just know that how to, I mean, using SQL to do the submission. So if you want to pay to insurance company, Okay, for the insurance company, they could provide you for the e-invoice or not. If they got provide you the e-invoice, you shouldn't need to submit for the e-invoice because they already submit the e-invoice, right? For the JPJ one, I think uh hold on, for the JPJ self-bill payment to the JPJ, this one I try to figure out and see. I'm not sure can find the answer for you or not for the road tax to JPJ. If not, I think you can just ask the IRB and see. Hold on, I give you the email address. You can straight away direct email to the IRB. So see whether they will give you a solution or not. See whether like if really need to do the self-bill, so what kind of information needed to do the self-bill. So you can just go to the e-invoice guideline here, submit to us, this one. Okay, you can just this one. You can directly email to them and then you ask for the solution for this one. They will answer you by email. I think not so quick lah, maybe within like 7 working days, something like that. Okay, all right. Sure. Later on, I will email you the video. I think I straight away direct email you the email for the e-invoice for that day and today videos so both together. Okay, so you guys can jot down the email. If you have any question regarding the e-invoice, you can straight away direct email to the officer. And then for the guideline, right? This one actually you can refer it. This is the guideline you can refer. And then this one, yeah, this one also. So I send you the guideline if you need more information. Oh yeah, the serial number, right? Okay, now I try testing for you. Okay, the EY training is until here only. So if you guys want to quit the session, you can quit. So thank you guys for joining the training for today. Uh, so after the video done convert, I will email to you lah. Okay, sure. Okay. I try to do the setting first. Serial number. Okay. Let's say I purchase this one. I purchase this one. Maybe for 5 units. Okay. For example, I got 5 units here. Each of the unit is 100. Thank you. Okay, all right. Okay, so I issue this one. I sell to this customer. Okay, for example, I sell for maybe 2 unit, which I select. Sorry, this one. Okay, 2 unit, and then each is about 200. Okay, this is what you did, right? Like for example, I purchased the item which is have serial number, maybe 5 unit, so got 5 serial number. So right now I sell to customer for 2 units, so 2 unit also got the serial number. But right now you want to do the CN. So see whether this one, the CN for maybe one of the unit will be show the serial number or not lah. CN. This one is a home furnishing transfer from sales invoice. This one. Maybe I transfer 1 unit. Okay, it doesn't have this one. So 1 unit. Oh, I see. Okay, I think I have an answer for you already. I think it won't automatically uh transfer the serial number to here, because right now I try to key in the invoice with these two serial number, right? Number one and number two. When I'm trying to do the transfer to the CN, I transfer for one, but it doesn't show any serial number let me to choose lah. So I think for this case, is it I need to directly key in and check the stock hub testing. This one, serial number. Mm, Eh, what? Oh, this one. If I doesn't key in the serial number, I just direct transfer this one and click save. Yeah, I think you have to manually key in the serial number for this one because it doesn't have a field to let you choose like the serial number you want to transfer to CN is which serial number. I think you have to manually key in. This one is if you doesn't key in right, it won't show the serial number inside the stock card. You see this one is empty. Because this one is the purchase invoice, right? Quantity in for five units. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 serial number. And then quantity out, I sell to customer for 2 units. So I have 2 units serial number. But for the CN, when you do the transfer, if you doesn't key in any serial number, it won't show at the stock card here. So means that you have to manually key in at the CN here for the serial number. So once you key in, then only it will appear inside the stock card. So this one can solve your issue or not? For this one, the serial number. Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, so I think the training is until here. So that's all for today. So thank you guys for joining. So next week is I hold on, I try and see the schedule. Next week 11 is Chinese version, and then next week 13 is Friday, right? Friday is the stock and the e-invoice submission in English version. So if you want to know, I mean, if you want to refresh again your e-invoice submission, the tutorial, you can join again. No? Okay, so thank you guys for joining. So I think I will stop the training at here. Lah. Thank you. Yeah. I have recorded. So later on, I will ask my the colleague to send it to you. Lor. Okay, so I think that's all for today. So thank you guys. Okay, bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, sure. Thank you. Bye bye.